Hey.
Welcome to
shout out to
another...
Anthony.
I did. I saw him right there. Hi, Anthony. Hi, love.
Shout out to Anthony.
We're here on another late night. It's another 8 o'clock kind of episode. We're not doing an abduction hotline tonight, but we have what we're doing, a Totiwaba rewind. So me and Bree have this huge catalog of episodes, and usually I just throw them up on the internet with like a picture in the background. You guys can go listen to them, but Bree has dedicated some time to really making it beautiful and animating it and bringing it to life. And so we're going to play it here for you guys today, and then we're going to be in the chat live with you guys. And then after it's over, we're going to be here. We'll answer questions. We'll open up the stream if you guys want to talk about the topic, about, you know, the Astral Highway, astral projection, and all the weird shit we're about to talk about in this episode.
Exactly. We'll make sure to put your comments on stream and stuff like that. But then, yeah, if you guys have comments, questions, reserve them and we will address them after. Not just because we have such a wide variety of topics that we've already covered, but a lot of the times after we record something, both of us will be like, oh, I forgot to mention this or I forgot to mention that. And I think this is a great way to replay it for those of you that have not heard our previous episodes, which is like a lot of you on YouTube. Actually, I feel like all of you on YouTube have not heard half of the things that we've done.
Yeah.
And so this is a great way to also revisit that and to add to it. And so I hope you guys enjoy. Our views have changed since then because this has been like...
This is like over 2 years ago, I feel like.
2 years ago, I think. Yeah, but I hope you guys like what I put together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should we just start?
Just go, yeah. Hit it.
Hey, Space Tribe. Welcome back to another episode of That One Time I Was Abducted by Aliens. My name's Jamie.
My name is Bree, and we're two sides of the coin.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, welcome back. How's it going?
Hey.
How was your week?
It was chill. How was yours?
It was fun.
Okay. What's our episode about tonight?
Tonight we're going to talk about the exploration of consciousness and the different avenues that you can take, the different routes that you can take to explore.
Ooh, are you telling me that we're going to jump on to the Cosmic Highway?
Pretty much.
I'm totally in. Is the vehicle I'm driving on the Cosmic Highway my soul?
Absolutely.
No.
No.
Okay. I just guessed that. I'm guessing.
If you believe you have a soul.
Oh, snap. 666, Hail Satan.
You never know. So yeah, let's talk about all kinds of things. Let's talk about astral projection or astral traveling or out-of-body experiences, all that fun stuff. You really can't talk about one without the other, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like even as you're starting to say those, I'm thinking of things in my head like deja vu. Like there's so many things that can be wrapped into that realm.
That's what also gets it a little bit tricky, because you'll hear terms and words that really intertwine, but at the same time, they're meant to be used as different things. So even with remote viewing, near-death experiences, all that kinds of stuff, they really kind of might involve sort of the same thing, but yet it's hard to describe. It's hard to even get in there. So yeah, there's just a whole lot to explore.
Okay, where do you want to jump off at? For somebody who's listening and new to these kind of terms and these places and these experiences, where do we start off? Like, what's the basics?
Let's start with the concept, the idea that we exist everywhere.
Okay.
So
Done.
our consciousness everywhere, all different dimensions, realms, okay? but we're consciously here in 3D, only paying attention to 3D. That's what our focus is always
Would you say
in.
that we're more physically then in this realm?
I think that's what our focus is now. That's where we are here and
we
now.
We think that physically we're here now, but we don't understand the concept of us being everywhere at once.
Right.
Okay.
I feel like astral projection, people hear a lot about astral projection.
Okay, and what is it?
Or astral traveling.
Ooh.
So
are the two words interchangeable with each other? You think they're one of the same thing?
That's questionable. So a lot of places, people, literature will intertwine those words.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't. Some people think that astral projection is when you're taking your body with you, your astral body.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will say that astral projection when you're sleeping or when you're in this deep, deep meditative state, that you can travel into the astral world. And with astral projection, you're taking your astral body with you. So when you're traveling, you see your actual body, all of you. Mm-hmm. And that with astral traveling, it's just your consciousness. You're not there with your body, so you won't see your body. And I think that gets really tricky because some people will say one's better and not the other. That when you're astral projecting, the fact that you're taking your astral body with you is almost like you're going into more depths of things.
Like you're doing it more powerfully?
Yes, that you can like go anywhere, do anything you want. And that when you're just astral traveling, it's just your consciousness that's taking a look around. And so that gets really confusing because mostly you'll hear those two words interchanging like they're the same thing. But then some people will try to make that type of separation. So I think a lot of people do this without realizing that they're doing this.
Okay.
I think the number one instance you'll hear are people reporting that maybe in the middle of the night they wake up and they're looking back at their body. Mm-hmm. Or that they've woken up because they felt like their head has hit the ceiling and then they look and they're looking down at their sleeping self. Mm-hmm. That's basically astral traveling in the sense of what people are doing. A lot of people all around the world, all kinds of people are doing this without even realizing that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And so when you're in these states of astral traveling, you can go anywhere you want. And it's pretty much the same concept again, that if you exist everywhere, if your consciousness exists everywhere, that you've separated from your physical body and now you're going into the astral realms where your consciousness always is. And so you can observe these other locations.
Okay. I think that I hear from a lot of people say that like, they're always asking us questions about dreams. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I always get from people is they're really curious to know if, like, they had a dream about an alien, does that mean they've been abducted? And when you're describing astral travel and astral projection to me, it's things that I would want to say to these people who are asking questions about being abducted. So how would you explain to somebody who came to us with a question about, hey, I've had dreams my whole life about being abducted. There's instances where, like, it's me and I can't see my body or anything, but, like, I see everything that's going on. And then there's times where, like, I'm floating above it and I can see what's happening. How would you explain astral travel and astral projection to them as, like, a thing that's a possibility of what's going on in their life?
A possibility with their dreams?
Yeah.
I think we could plug that into that same concept of us existing everywhere. That if our consciousness is spread everywhere and that sometimes we access it at certain points, that who's to say that's not happening to you right then. It's just not your focus and your waking self. That also might link with out-of-body experiences, which again is going to intertwine with this because technically, I mean, if you're astral projecting and you're looking down at your body, you think, okay, I'm outside of my body. So this happens to people the same when they're on drugs. They're completely out of their physical body, but they're going to another realm. They're going to another place. I think it's real. I think that just because it's not in our waking 3D self here that we're used to, doesn't mean that it's not. I think if we're existing everywhere, then that has to be existing in another plane.
So I think more what people kind of associate it with, say, like in abduction situations, they think like, okay, so if this alien's coming to me in my dream, they're like dream abducting me then. So what you're saying is it's not necessarily even an abduction, that there's a part of you consciously that's somewhere else all the time, and not just somewhere else, everywhere else. And so it could be doing a million other things. So there's a possibility that what's happening is that your physical body here in this dimension, when you're dreaming, is becoming aware of what's going on with you consciously in a different part of the quote-unquote, let's just call it the universe, the everything.
Yes, and that really would be what astral projection is in general. It's a conscious out-of-body experience that the person is fully conscious of its surroundings while doing so.
I feel like a good way to describe astral projection is currently us as a human being are conscious on what we call Earth, right? Mm-hmm. We think that we're only here in this one place.
Yep.
But we're everywhere. We're everything. Like anything you can imagine, we're there. Like right now, if I want it to be in China, my consciousness is in China. So I think what astral projection really is doing is what you do is you shut your conscious Earth self off.
Yes.
When you do that, you're more receptive to the other versions of you that are out there. So you can experience those different parts of your consciousness that are in different parts of the everything.
In my opinion, I think in a lot of people's opinions, but without saying that this is a fact so it doesn't like trip some people out, consciousness exists outside of the body.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
So if we were to leave the physical body, then we're exploring everywhere consciousness is, which is everything. It is existence. Mm-hmm. This happens when we're going into those very, very deep meditative states. And like you said, you're shutting the physical parts of you off, your physical sensations. Then you reach a point where you're just completely disassociated with your physical body. And speaking of disassociation, so have you heard of people that can do that maybe when they're undergoing something extremely traumatic?
I've heard and I've seen stories. You guys know I watch way too much YouTube and too many documentaries and shit. Listen to way too many podcasts. And I've heard of like there's, traumatic things that happen. Let's take somebody who's, was kidnapped as a child, right? Mm-hmm. And they were held hostage their whole life and they lived. There's parts of them where when that abuse happens, they completely shut off. That like they're there physically and everything, but like mentally, they're on a field dancing and it's raining and Oprah's there,
Yeah.
So I think that maybe one of my biggest pet peeves in the world is that people don't understand how powerful the mind is. They really don't get it. That when our mind is pushed to its limits, the amazing things it can do make me totally believe that consciousness is so much greater. Absolutely, 1,000,000%. There's a lot of instances where your mind can do really crazy shit. So something like astral projection or astral travel don't surprise me personally. It totally makes me believe that anything's possible, in all honesty.
It is. It really is. So that happens to a lot of people when something really horrific is happening to them. They might find themselves having an out-of-body experience. They literally separate from their body and they feel like they can float maybe to the corner and observe what's happening to them. And so they just completely disassociate with their body to get out of what's happening here and now. It's like they've pushed the boundaries, they've pushed the limits in their mind, just trying to get away from the current happenings that they find themselves having this out-of-body experience. And then a lot of people that, let's say, get stuck into maybe abuse with parents, maybe some sexual abuse. A lot of those people report being able to have these out-of-body experiences during those trauma times because
like that's what got them through it.
It's so traumatic for them that it became a quick escape, is escaping their physical body, being able to separate and completely disassociate with it. Both out-of-body experiences, OBEs, and astral traveling or projection is really just the exploration of consciousness outside of your physical body. And while doing so, you can travel and you can explore. You can travel to these different realms, to different dimensions. And what's strange is that some people think that this intertwines with the afterlife. A lot of the same experiences that people will report having with OBEs or with astral travels also happen to people that have near-death experiences where they die and they see themselves float up away from their body, and they can consciously remember and witness everything that's happening to them right then and there. I'm sure you've heard many stories of people that are like, I died. I floated to the top of the ceiling
And I watched what was going on. Yeah.
everything. And then people have details that when they come back, they can tell someone like, oh, I know that, this nurse, whatever, came in and she did this and you said that, and proof of those types of details.
That also reminds me, which probably is a part of this in some way, shape, or form, but those kids that are born who at like 6 years old look at their parents and they're like, my real name's Alice and I died in the war and I could tell you all about my family and I want you to take me to go see my cousin Earl and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then they take the kid and then like all of it's fucking true and they can't prove it. And then like years later, the kid just forgets and it's like it never happened.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
So strange.
Well, that's because the veil is thin for them, and then as you get older, it starts to build up again, but that's a whole nother ballgame.
Sorry, off track.
So there's the Monroe Institute, and that really focuses on astral projecting, traveling, out-of-body experiences, and it being linked with near-death experiences. And this is a place where people really, really explore all of those avenues. So Robert Monroe in 1971, he coined the term out-of-body experiences through a series of people that were going through these, and then he started to realize that those people are getting out of body. And then Raymond Moody in 1975 also collected a series of stories from people that had near-death experiences, and so he coined the term NDEs, your near-death experiences. But what they both had in common were that people were able to travel to what they refer to as locales, so locations, when they're in an out-of-body experience / astral travel, and also a near-death experience, that they could travel to these different locales and have an experience, come back, and another person can also go to the same locale, have the same experiences. So these instances were repeatable. And what it sort of proved to them is that it's a non-physical universe, but these aren't just things that you're making up in your head, that you're actually going to a certain place, a certain location in the astral realm, and other people can go there and travel there as well. And then you report the same thing.
And you are like, can you meet people there, have an experience, and then everybody come back and be like...
So this is the really weird part, because I've heard some stories of people that have witnessed other travelers there while they're there. And that gets really creepy.
Do they just look like people? Like, what?
If you're astral traveling with your body now, yeah, it's your body.
So, like, you look over and, like, you saw, like, Carl, and you were like, hey, Carl.
Carl, what the fuck are you doing?
You followed me here, too? Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Okay.
Monitoring you at all times. So they have some pretty cool steps. There's techniques. That's the word I'm looking for.
That help get you there.
There's lots of astral traveling techniques. One thing I thought was very interesting that they talk about was that you can throw anchors in your consciousness. And so say you go to a certain place, obviously you remember you're doing these things, you can basically drop an anchor there. So the next time you're astral traveling, if you remember, you can go back to that same exact
by remembering
place.
that anchor?
Yes. So they're throwing anchors where they're going, and then those locations and those experiences are repeatable for them if they choose to go there. I listened to a lecture on this, and it really made me think about a lot of things. Because the person that was speaking, his whole basis of his conversation, the whole thing he was trying to put across really is that we're completely non-physical beings and we live in a non-physical universe, everything. And that there's so many things going on outside of us that we can't even begin to understand. And that it's our own belief systems and things that we convince ourselves that is real is what we build limits on. We construct our own reality in a way that it kind of fits in a certain box. It's so much more than that. And in order for you to even explore out of that, you have to drop every single belief, even if it's something that's expanded like we talk about. It's still a belief system. People get really good at astral traveling and projecting when they start to drop those certain belief systems, because you will literally stop your conscious mind from going to certain places if you give yourself those limits.
Okay.
And it really tripped me out because he was saying things like even sciences, physics itself has become a certain sense of religion. And that we're convincing ourselves that it's like this and it's like that and it's like that. Whereas if we don't believe anything, you're basically giving your mind a complete blank slate to enter the void. And once you enter the void, you explore so many different experiences that you had no idea was possible.
I get where they're coming from with the whole, like, you know, science thing. Like, I think that...
That's just one example.
But, like, I think that it's in general. So, like, when we're talking about, like, faith, right? As a human species, we have everybody in us in some way, shape, or form has this want to have some type of faith in some type of a quote-unquote, like, higher power, right? But what's important to all of us for some reason is understanding it. So I think that a lot of people who maybe are into science don't necessarily have to think about it so much of a religious God way, but in that human nature of, at the end of the day, we all just want to know something about our creator.
Yeah, it's what we're doing, I think, everybody in a sense.
Everyone in a sense, yeah. Not maybe in a religious capacity because, you know, we're talking about science, but that core innate instinct to look for that manifests in those people as science because it's something they can grasp. It's something that's data.
Right.
And so although what you want to do to become more of a conscious person is get out of those limits of just grasping what you can understand and succumb to the fact that what's going to make you grow as a human and as like an astral being is going to be breaking down all those walls and not believing anything.
That's exactly what he's saying. He talked about a UFO conference that he went to. This was a while ago, so I think that things have changed now. But he was invited to speak at a UFO conference. And his lecture was the fact that it could definitely be possible that the abduction phenomena is an out-of-body experience. And that everyone pretty much freaked out, like gasped, like, how dare you? Like, people were tripping the fuck out. And so he was saying even ufology gets to a point where it's religious in a sense. And when he's using the word religious, it's more like you've constructed your belief systems around certain principles that you believe to become fact or highly probable, I guess.
I guess your reality.
And that is becoming your religion in a sense because that you're saying reality is this, this, and this. It's a belief system. I think things have changed now with ufology. I've noticed that even the big players, even 5 years ago, that were very nuts and bolts, have now switched everything around to consciousness. So I wonder if he had the same speech now, what the outcome would be. I think there's a lot of proof that it's absolutely an out-of-body experience. And not
exclusively or a possibility? That
not
it is
exclusively.
I was going to say, okay. Because I can believe absolutely that there are probably instances where abductions are out-of-body experiences, but I don't want to go out and say that all of them are.
Right. But it's interesting because the more research that's being done, people that even had accounts of what they thought was physical, they've broken down to it not being physical anymore. So it's really a mind game. And I think it goes back to you saying that the mind is really incredible.
So incredible.
We can make things what we want it to be. So you could be having an out-of-body experience, but it's so crazy and I guess it is traumatic to a lot of people that you might put it in a physical form because maybe you see your body, maybe you think you're experiencing pain, maybe you produce that pain. There's all kinds of things. I think the mind is really unstoppable and what it creates. You could completely create a visceral experience to you that feels real here and now, but maybe it's in an astral plane.
Well, I think what people forget to understand about the mind, like I'll give you my favorite example of it. Placebo, right? The placebo effect. You're given something that you say is going to make you better, and they have to do this to people to make sure the medicine actually works because a lot of it is just people's mind.
Yeah.
And you get it and you take it, and all of a sudden your back pain's gone. But they were just giving you a sugar pill. It's your mind thinking that it's doing something. Like, I'm not trying to hate on acupuncture by any means. I do think acupuncture is very real, but I know, like my mom, I feel like she goes to it and a lot of it's really fucking mental to her because the little needles go in, she comes out and she's like, I'm a changed woman. And I don't necessarily think she understands what's going on or even really, but in her head, she believes it to be real, so it works. So I think that if our minds can do something like that, imagine the limitless possibilities of your mind. So something like stopping your own pain can totally be creating your own pain.
That's an interesting observation because I think people buy that you can mentally stop your pain, but I guess they don't really think about it being in reverse as well.
Oh, yeah.
If it goes one way, it also has to go the other.
That's like when me and you argued about time travel and forwards and backwards. I was trying to argue you could only go backwards in time, and you were like, you can go backwards and forwards. So I think you can't have one without the other.
Yeah. Which is funny you mentioned that because these astral travelers
can go through time.
Absolutely. They're going through time, timelines, different places. They see it all.
Because the everything, nothing time of whatever is out there is non-existent compared to us.
Which is really weird. It's, again, being put in this 3D perspective. We're so limited, but it's funny that we all have this innate desire to figure out what the hell it all is. Who we are, where we came from, what's our purpose. It's interesting that we have this thread in us, but yet we're so limited in our perception, yet we're so expansive. It's the strangest thing, but, it's kind of a love or hate situation. It's, yes, we're powerful, but at the same time, we have to explore that. And we're sort of in this box. It's up to us to try to break through the walls.
Well, I think what a lot of people neglect to understand is that the box is put there by us. So the only people keeping us in the boxes that we're in is ourselves. And I think that once you realize that, you can, we follow, quote unquote, society's rules, right? But the rules are ever evolving, are they not? We haven't done the same thing since the beginning of time. Things change as time goes on. So we're changing those boxes. So if we could change them, why can't we just erase them?
Absolutely.
We're already consciously changing the rules as we go as a society. So how about instead of changing them, we start to get rid of them?
I'm all down for that. I'm over separation.
So am I.
It's also strange. I mean, even our primal selves of just being these bodies on a planet. It's just how we're wired.
Yeah.
We're wired to feel alone and have to figure it out.
I think as a species, our root chakra must be a lot bigger than everyone else's because we're very planted here on Earth.
I think it's also the cycles of time. I'm sure we haven't always been planted here.
No, absolutely not.
So there's cycles of time.
Like the people in Egypt, they couldn't wait to die. They were like, next level, bitches, let's get it. Like, they were like, we'll live this life here. That's fine. Like, I'll live it. That's what you want me to do. But, I can't wait. And not only can I not wait, but I'm going to spend my whole life building a huge place so I can have all the things I need to take with me to go on to the fucking cool shit. That is literally how they taught it to me in high school. And that's how I remember.
So there's so many different techniques that you can use to get there. Obviously, you can try this before you go to bed at night. You can also do this in a very deep meditation where you're putting yourself into the hypnagogic state.
A little erotic asphyxiation?
I don't know about that. There's so many different techniques that you guys can look up. What I find the basis is really trying to relax the fuck out of your body.
Okay.
And I think it helps to listen to different meditations or hypnosis that's really just calm music, but maybe something that can talk you down. Something that puts your focus on one thing and then takes you. So let's just say something that puts your focus on your feet.
Okay.
So you're laying down, you're relaxed, because your number one focus here is to become as relaxed as possible. Mm-hmm. So you put all of your focus on your feet. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this really works better, I think, if you listen to an actual meditation that does this, because it helps you to just listen and then put your focus there.
When you start to block everything else out, so your mind is on a very small one track. It's pinpointed.
And that's what you want. Mm-hmm. So let's say you start with your feet. You're focusing every sensation that you have in your feet, and then you move up your body from there. So you're, like you said, pinpointing your focus on one thing. And then what a lot of people do is they start to focus on moving their body outside of their feet. One technique is called the stretching technique, where they envision their feet expanding, let's say a foot.
Okay.
Expanding a foot out longer than it is, and then bringing it back. And then doing that all over again while remaining calm. So you're focusing, you're visualizing your feet getting longer, snapping back, getting even longer, snapping back. And what you're doing is you're visualizing your body stretching out of the casing that it's in now. So say I'm only 5'3". I am. And I'm in...
Not even, bitch.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
I'm 5'3" $1/4.
There's no way.
Yes, I am. I swear.
There's no way.
I've been measured. Thank you very much.
I'm like 5'2", and you're not taller than me.
I'm 5'3" $1/4.
She's not.
Or did I say a half? It's 1/4.
I'm like 5'1", 5'2", and there's no way you're taller.
Let's take a shorter person then. Let's say we're 5 feet. Okay. So you're imagining your visual 5-foot self, but then you're visualizing your feet growing out of that, stretching out of that, and then
now
coming
you're 6
back,
feet
stretching
tall.
out of that, coming back. But it's to the point where you're imagining your body filling up this entire room, and you're literally visualizing one body separating from your physical body here. And then what people find is that they're literally pulling themselves out of their physical body. So you're looking and you're like, oh shit, here I am myself. Oh, but there I'm still laying down. It worked. And then you're like, pew, you go off, and then you go to wherever you want to go. The main point of all of this is to become as relaxed as you possibly can, and then to visualize your body pulling out of where you are. The tricky thing about this is when you get into those really deep states of relaxation, you also want to maintain full awareness, full conscious awareness. And that takes practice because you're bringing yourself down. You're so relaxed, and before you know it,
you're passed
you're
out.
fucking asleep. So the point here is to do anything that you can. Visualization is going to be your best bet, but you need to do whatever it is you can to keep yourself fully awake at the same time.
So you're saying that my out-of-body experience, if there's like a Starbucks across the street, I should hit that shit up?
I don't know. Because what's reported is that when you're on the way there, you hear these intense vibrations in your ears, almost like such an intense humming ringing till it gets so extreme
That you
your
pop
heart
yourself
races, you're just like, and then you're out. So it's usually when you get to those stages to relax, because about every astral traveler will report that when they're actively doing this, they hear the humming, the different vibrations, and their heart just like so because it's a little bit, you're like, oh my god, what's going on? And so I think, and I know that this is linked, what can happen is people wake up and they're stuck in that middle point. And I think that's how sleep paralysis can happen. Because you've put yourself in such a deep state where your receptors for your body are totally turned off. You're not going to go anywhere. But then instead of just being aware while you're in that deep meditative state of sleep,
your
you
consciousness wakes up and you're like,
and then
oh, shit.
you're awake in your physical body, not just awake in your astral body.
And that's maybe why you see some crazy shit.
And that's why you see some crazy shit, because you're awake, but you're also in that different frequency, I think. And that's how you can have weird shit going on. You can have different astral travelers there of lower or higher astral dimensions. I also personally think that this can also explain for, have you had that feeling when you're sleeping and all of a sudden you have that falling effect and it jerks you up and you're just like, and you felt like your body literally just fell through the ceiling and you slammed in. I think that's also a pre-stage of you leaving or coming back but waking up in between then.
I have a lot of dreams like that, but I also have it a lot in everyday real life too, where like all of a sudden out of nowhere, I get a sensation like I'm falling and I'll be like, constantly.
It's weird. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Like when you're in your sleep.
I had a dream, and I vividly remember this dream. It was me and my mom in a car, and we were driving up a hill, and the hill kept getting steeper and steeper and steeper, right? And as we're going and we're like driving up it, and it gets so steep where the car, I literally felt the car like move back a little bit and fall. And I fell and I woke up and I was like, what the fuck?
So wouldn't that be strange if, you know, when we're sleeping, we're exploring different astral realms, and when we feel that whole sensation of dropping and slamming back into your body, if you really are waking up half a second while your consciousness is dropping back into your physical body. You're waking from your dream. And you're just like, oh,
Probably.
holy fuck.
And I'm telling you, I have it during the daytime too. All of a sudden I get like a weird, like, wait, where was I for the last 5 minutes? And why does it feel like I just sat down?
And this is why I was kind of saying in the beginning that you can't really talk about one thing and not talk about so many others.
Yeah.
So it leads us more into the dream area. And I think we'll do our second episode. We can get more into lucid dreamings.
Oh yeah, we're going to get
Lucid
real
dreaming.
into the dreams.
Because people really want to explore that. And I think it would also be fun if we tried to exercise some of these techniques ourselves and really try every night. And it would be interesting to see if next week,
If we have any stories.
any stories, any experiences, I think it would be kind of fun to actively go through this. I am a long-time lucid dreamer, so it's easy for me. I've had maybe one out-of-body experience, but I've never been able to astral travel in the sense that I planned to do so and I woke up looking over my body. I've never had that experience, and I think it would be very fun to go.
I'm going to agree with you. And I think on that, we'll wrap up this sweet fucking episode and we'll get into dreams next week. What's it time for right now?
What's going on?
What time is it?
I don't know what's going on.
Funny you should say that. It's Factor Sci-Fi. Bree, you kind of turned me on to this Factor Sci-Fi. So there was a hairy sea monster that washed up on Russian shores.
Creepy shit.
Yeah, so Bree showed me this picture. It's like a beach in Russia. There's this thing, and it's like a weird, it almost looks like a wet, dirty fur giant blanket.
A ginormous dog without a face or arms, or you don't know what the fuck it is, but it's just like this huge mound.
So witnesses said that it appears to be an animal, obviously. It's like kind of gray and white colored, but it doesn't have like fur that you would typically think of. It more has like these hollow kind of little furs that almost look like little mini tentacles
So gross.
coming off of it.
That's so hard to think of fur also being tentacle-like.
Yeah, so like think of it almost like a fiber optic cable. So it looks kind of like a fiber optic, wholly can move information through it kind of thing, which is very interesting. Still hair. And so people are theorizing that it could be something like the remains of like a woolly mammoth, or it could be just like a giant octopus that we haven't yet discovered.
I don't think so.
So Factor Sci-Fi, is this a creature that we know about? Or is this something that's like unexplored, we have no idea what it is, and this is the first time it's coming ashore and we're going to find out what's going on with it?
Is this an unknown creature?
Yeah.
We've yet to catalog. You go first.
Oh, I'm going to have to sci-fi.
Oh, you broke my heart.
Yeah. I think it's probably something that we know what it is, and that it's just like maybe it's dead and like a decomposing state, and so we don't know. But I think if we look at it closer, we'll probably figure it out. I have a hard time thinking that in today's world that we find too many new things that are coming out of the ocean, which makes me sad because there's so much of the ocean that's unexplored. I think that we have to go to it. It's not going to come to us. What about you?
I'm going to fact it.
You think it's something cray?
I think the fact that it has no head, or they can't even locate a face or any entry holes of this thing. And because the ocean is unexplored, I think there's a lot of weird shit happening in the world lately. I mean, there's just seismic activity of all types of sorts. Things are changing. Things are cracking open. Who's to say there wasn't some type of shift, cracked something open, and then some monster like came out and he was already dead and floated to shore? We don't know everything. I think that we have yet to explore many things, and that there's a possibility that this is some crazy unknown creature. Also, because I'm still team Loch Ness Monster possibility, so I can't pick and choose my monsters.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that. So I just want to let you know that we have 3 new Patreons who are all middle bitch levels.
Yeah.
Which means we get to read their Factor Sci-Fi
Fuck
books.
yeah.
So we have Raya here, and this is a long one, so buckle up. 2 thoughts. Could be like an evolved woolly mammoth that instead took to the ocean, or maybe like a crazy creature that was genetically mutated and spliced, or just yet another new species of some sort because, well, the ocean is barely even explored for how big it is. I'm total middle bitchin' for shizzle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have to do some more research. Funny, it's about Russia. They have talked about having and cloning woolly mammoths for quite some time. I wonder if this was one of their trials.
And then what? Dumped it in the ocean?
I
They're
guess.
like, oh,
and then she
fuck.
goes, she comes back with it.
Ooh.
Hours later,
she's a smart one.
right? She comes back. She goes, also, could be like something from Antarctica, like some creature that no one knows about, laugh out loud. But if it was a woolly that evolved, I would question why it would have fur, hair, like skin, instead of blubbery skin texture like a whale or seal, but maybe to protect from land temperature. I don't know. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good argument right there.
So many. One of our other patrons, Bobby, he said fake news.
Nice.
Just fake news.
So that's basically sci-fi.
Yeah. And then Scotty, I think I'm going to middle bitch again. Looking at photos of this on other sites, I want to shout out meh and sci-fi it. However, who knows what the hell resides in the depths of our oceans? Unless someone impartial investigates this and publishes their findings, how will we know for certain what it is? We need more information.
I love middle bitches.
I love that the middle bitch is middle bitched. That's my favorite.
Legit,
That's super legit.
I have to agree with y'all. I do.
I do.
Although I think I lean more on the fact side because I just have to leave ocean creatures a giant possibility in my mind. The ocean's fucking scary.
I think the ocean's scary, but I think that we're going to find remarkable things if we go down there. But I feel like if it's up here, we've probably already explored it.
Hello, that could be a giant earthquake like there has been. Crack something in the sea
and
floor.
Release it. I get you.
And then, yeah.
I get you.
Anything is possible. Everything's possible in my book, I guess, not for yours.
Let's get into the lighter side of our episode.
The conscious quote of the day. Today's conscious quote of the day is by William Bullman. He said, "Consciousness is the only thing we are going to take with us. So it's the main thing we have to develop in our lives."
Oh, that was short and sweet.
It is. He was one of the main speakers and all these things I was watching from the Monroe Institute. I already touched base on this, but he really talks about how consciousness is just everything. And what we perceive here and now and what's going on in these different belief systems that we start to collect is all kind of just weighing us down, and that we focus too much on our everyday itty-bitty things that are happening in our lives and what we think is important, but ultimately what is important is our consciousness. And that if we're to work on anything in this world, it should be our consciousness. It should be exploring our consciousness, raising our vibrations, really getting into what it's like to leave this body. And the more that we evolve in that way, the better it is when we're going on into our next lives. He said something like death is just the beginning. And so instead of us being so fearful, get ready for it. Get ready for it, expand your mind, raise your consciousness, because after death, there's so much more waiting for you.
Yeah, and I think that what I like about that quote is, like, I think me and you have always been big proponents of, like, don't think about earthly things. And, like, that quote right there sums up what it is we should be living for. Like, not your house, your cars, how much money you have, like, all that bullshit. Like, at the end of the day, you want to live your life where you're expanding your consciousness, and that's the most important thing. Doesn't matter if you're rich, doesn't matter if you're poor, doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're female, if you're male, if you're in between, if you're whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just about raising your consciousness.
You know what's funny? I feel like we said something like this in one of our first couple episodes.
Probably.
I think it was right after you said something about you're not going to take your umbrella with you to space. Some shit like that.
That was in, like, our first or second episode.
And I just remember you said something like, consciousness is all you have, so why don't you work on that?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the truth. We really ought to spend more time in exploring these parts of ourselves that we can't see every day in the physical, because what we see every day in the physical is just an illusion. And it's just a fraction of ultimate reality. And if we're to grow as a soul, because guess what, it doesn't end here, then we do need to explore those different avenues, because that's only how we're going to raise to different states of being. And it just goes up and up and up. We really just waste a lot of our time here getting so sucked into what we see in front of us. That's just not the end game. It doesn't just end with what we have here.
I think that's a great quote for this episode, because I think at the end of the day, what's really important is your consciousness, and one way to exercise it and to use that muscle and to help it grow is like astral projection and astral traveling. It's a way to tap into that subconsciousness, and people need to explore that.
Absolutely.
All right, we love you guys. I love you guys.
Thank you guys. Love you too.
Fuck you, Mountain View, California. Suck a dick.
Something like that.
We're okay. Are we unmuted? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
Beautiful. So welcome everybody back from that episode. That was a few years back. I forgot that at the end of every episode, I used to yell, "Fuck you, Mountain View, California." We haven't
Every
gotten one of
episode.
those in a really long time.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't want to take it out though, because it's
No.
pure and true to the Totiwaba older brand.
Universe, to the older brand. I know every single goddamn episode, and you would always, every episode, it was like, yeah, Jamie, yeah, sure. And you'd be like, and peace and love and light.
Yeah, there's other episodes that we'll play where you can hear me being like, stop.
I know.
Stop!
We had a comment here where somebody said, let me find it. They were like, this podcast was good. Should do some more occasionally. That's kind of the plan that we have with these late night episodes. Bree is going to be animating them, and then we're going to be watching them together like this, and then coming on and talking with you guys afterwards about, the episode and how our views have kind of changed a little bit as time goes on, relearning what we've talked about over the years and all that kind of stuff.
Honestly, that's a good point. It's relearning. I'm learning from myself.
I'm confused. What is a Totiwaba? Totiwaba is an acronym for a name. That one time I was abducted by aliens. It's just a little shortened version of it that we got there. So we
Totiwaba, yeah.
Totiwaba, yes.
It's a secret. Case is a secret. It's a secret, but you can get a
secret.
wrench. Because I trust Case, actually. I do.
I do trust Case.
I trust Case to the bone. All of you guys are so amazing. And yeah, it is really a learning. I'm relearning myself. Everyone knows, especially all of our wrenches, that Jamie and I have been like, listen, we're not new. We've been here for a long time. It's just that you guys haven't heard half of the content that we've put out. And we really dedicated 4 solid years of our lives to picking a topic and learning everything that we could about it, diving so deep into it and putting it in a Audible only podcast. And a lot of that was 2 hours or something. I would edit it down to 45 minutes or something that you could easily listen to and not be afraid to listen to on your way to work or something if you had to commute. And I think over the time, it's like once we started doing so many different topics, you have so much stuff kind of being pumped in your brain all the time. And it's, now looking back, it's like, wow, we really did that so much that we forgot like half of it, or maybe something like I rehear it and then I'm like, okay, it turns that part of my brain back on.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yes, I remember that. I remember this is this. But it's the re-listening. The rewind is the Totiwaba rewind. And it's also nice to do because a lot of you guys don't know that we've done so many of these topics. And a lot of people ask us, about these things, and we're like, we've done
We've
that.
done an
you
episode
know?
about it, yeah. And it's
It's
nice too because like we've always said on the show, like we've been able to go through time and like learn and grow about things. And Bree was talking about earlier on Justice Stream that she was like embarrassed almost that she like agreed with something and then she was like, I wouldn't agree with that today. Like my stance is different today.
yeah, this episode, I was so shocked to hear that I facted that. I understand my logic where I was like, I believe in the Loch Ness Monster. So if I say no to this, then I'm saying no to the Loch Ness Monster. I understand my logic in it, but I think if someone were to ask me this today, I would say sci-fi.
You would, yeah, you'd be like, no.
Hardcore sci-fi. And so that's kind of fun too. It's fun to go back to that and be like, well, what would we do differently? And that was one of the things where it was like hard to listen to. I was like, oh no. I literally shocked myself as I was doing the videos for this. I was like, no, I did not. I did not. Me of all
It's like,
people.
and I like it too because like I forgot how much research we used to put into episodes. Like we used to take a week or two to like dive into something to really get heavy into a topic. And I think that's why over the years we forgot about a lot of the things that we looked into because we kept every week having to like take that out of our mind to put in new information and to continue on and continue to tell these stories and put out this content and stuff that it changed the way how we thought about things. And so it's listening, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I was that knowledgeable about it. Like I think if you asked me about it today, I probably wouldn't be as knowledgeable as I was in the moment when we recorded this episode.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of dreams. When you have a dream and it's not super important, how your brain kind of drops the memory of the dream. So I think maybe the brain can act the same way if you feel like every information that you're getting has to be super important. So like say that we're learning something that's super important to us because we'll be like, we have to know this. We're going to do an episode on it. This is our first priority. So
Yeah.
you've put this new information as the first priority. So then the information that you've just learned maybe gets kicked to the curb, and then like maybe we were just stuck in a cycle of constantly doing that. And it's not like we've dropped all information, for sure. I mean, people bring stuff to us all the time, and we're like, yeah, we can say the basics, but sometimes there's some key information that I think that we bring to an episode where we can't necessarily like recite it back. So it is definitely nice to bring that, and I hope that it was kind of enjoying to, watch and stuff like that. It was fun to do, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I dropped the StreamYard in the chat if anybody wants to come on and hang out. We're going to hang out for a little bit longer before we go to bed. I know for a lot of people it's late at night. It's almost 9:00 here. I know for me, so I can only imagine like the East Coast. And I assume that's why all of our UK listeners are not here right now. So we're going to have to do a Totiwaba rewind in the middle of the day for them.
Keats, join the chat. Keats is my new favorite.
Keats.
Oh.
Well, hello.
Keats.
Oh, I gave Keats a wrench. That's why.
Oh.
Keats hello. Well, welcome. Thank you, Bigfoot Anon, for sending him. Welcome, or her, whatever your flow is here.
Pee, but I'll hop in. Good. So Jess is going to come. So.
Oh, okay. Deal. Come on.
Sometimes these things that I want, like, listening back, I'm like laughing, like, oh my God. Like we were so candid and it's so funny.
It is. It's interesting too, because one of the things that's you guys here on YouTube know a very different version of us than a lot of our podcast listeners, because Bree, like she said, we used to do like 2-hour-long episodes and she would edit it down to about 45 minutes. And a lot of that was us bullshitting the kind of things that we do, like on butt stuff and on some of our other kind of episodes that we do. And she used to cut a lot of that out. And our podcast was like very to the point, very, very few jokes. There'd be like 3 or 4 she'd put in there sprinkled about, but it was like, that's not what this is about. This is about talking about the topic and we're having a conversation and it's not about being silly.
Yeah, because I think it's easy when you're just being silly because you're on a camera. But I think if you are just podcast form, people are usually listening to you when they're in the gym, they're commuting to work, they're trying to pass the time, maybe while working. So making jokes and laughing back and forth to each other, in my opinion, is not good podcast material.
No, I agree with you.
So I
couldn't agree with you
cut it
more.
out, meat and potatoes only for the podcast. And like, damn, Jamie, we have evolved so much. Like,
I
I
know.
don't know if it's good or bad. It's just it's an evolution process, and it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, apparently Thomas spent 5 minutes trashing Bree and Jamie earlier today. I'm new and they seem great. Well, you know what? Some people fucking hate in the world, and it is what it is. And
Drop the
you know
link.
what?
I'm going after them full fucking
It's like,
horns. Drop the
Bree's-
link.
Breeze and Scorpio
Drop the
modes.
link.
Drop the link. She'll go look it up.
Drop the link.
Oh,
Who the
Spaghetti
fuck
said.
is Thomas?
Joey said, "I found you guys on a podcast." Oh, Enzo's here.
Who the fuck is
Enzo,
Thomas?
baby. Hi, darling. You've come Bree in her rage
Thomas.
mode. You've entered at the perfect time.
Fessler.
She's like, "Who is this person?" I'm gonna. Oh, I can't hear you.
Hi.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you go. See, but you're like, it's not there. Hello, you. Welcome to Angry Bree. Here
I'm
at Totiwaba
frightened by
Rewind.
Angry Bree.
I was like, okay, wait, have one. Who the f is Thomas? I don't know. Some people just like us to talk about them on our show. So
Honestly,
you can't
he's-
comment. It's subscriber mode only. You can comment.
he's roasted me before for
That is
comments
right.
I've made on stuff. He kind of does that to everybody.
well, then all right.
No.
Let him live his life. Listen, did anybody come over here from his stream and check us out? Because thanks for the free press. That's how I feel about it.
You can't pass up free. It's
I hope you're not lying because I subscribed and I just joined the live chat and I said all caps, "Hey bitch."
Oh shit. Breeze deep in there.
You know, UFO Karen frequents there. Every show.
Yes, she does. Yes, UFO Karen is a huge fan of that man. That's probably why he trashed us.
Yeah. Actually, when you did the
Fuck, calls
Topless
him
show
Esther.
the other night, she immediately and made a point of pointing out to him that, hey, I just DM'd you this link. Of you guys on that show. So
Of course. Did he talk about that too?
just briefly, other than I guess he didn't bring it up on the screen, but he looked at it and he's like, oh, that's kind of terrifying. Probably looking at the guys because that is the worst part. And so
The wrenches are
But,
coming for me.
Oh, the wrenches are? Oh.
Someone said, "Hey Bree."
Oh.
who's that?
I said I heard someone was talking shit about me.
Where?
So I figured I would say hello to anyone who didn't want to say it hello to my face back. True or no?
Oh, so apparently what's his name? I don't even know his name. What's
Thomas
his name? Enzo?
Fessler.
Thomas was talking shit about us on a stream for 5 minutes.
Why?
I stop in there just to thumbs down.
Kind of what he does.
Totiwaba.
Like I said, sometimes people just like us to talk about them, and it is what it is. And you know what we should do? Should we do a? Oh, it's subscriber mode only. I was gonna say, should we do a butt raid?
I
But we can't.
subscribed just to talk shit.
Just to talk shit.
I hope that whoever said that it's not. I should have vetted the person out. I didn't
was
even
like-
look.
I
who
was
said
like,
that. I just
all right,
jumped.
let's look at this blog nart, and let's look at the history of your chat and what you have
Oh.
said.
Watch. They're
before
probably
we-
like, we don't even know who you are.
Why?
looked up.
So there's
I
that
didn't
It's a
even
one.
know-
nun.
It's a nun?
Okay, good. Cool
Internet
beans.
drama.
Yeah.
I s-
I figure if they want to talk about, this is what I try to say too. If they want to talk about people, then that just sends more people to your show anyways.
That's
so
literally what I just said. I was just
Oh.
like, well, quite honestly, thank you for the free press. Like, that's fine.
it's fine. Like, and then they can check it out and they can make their own opinions, whether they like it or not. It's fine.
I was
Bad
like,
press is good press.
here's the problem with this situation. Like, oh, he's friends with who cares who's friends with anyone? Like, who fucking gives a shit who's friends with who? What a stupid way to fucking live life. If you only want to live life in your weird little bubble with people you're friends with, more fucking power to you, but I'm not into that kind of shit.
No, like I'm friends with a lot of different people in a lot of different groups. And I know sometimes people don't get along, but I'm like, you know what? People are my friends, and whatever
Greg.
interpersonal stuff they have, that's between them, not me.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. 100%. Look, Bree's doll still over there in the chat.
Oh no.
She is going after her, just savage. Look at her.
Are you live updating us, Bree? Tell us.
How
What's
much
happening?
bloodshed is there?
Cookies.
You want
Look at you, your
Is that why
fucking
you're here?
glasses. I'd fucking smash
Hey,
you.
oh my god.
Bree's out here starting shit.
Oof.
We need to stick together. That's what I'm saying.
You're
Mr.
gonna-
Catfish,
Yeah.
I'm going to a
She
show
started
now.
the blood rage.
Just let it go. Just let him say F it, man.
Let it go. Let it
Let
go.
it
Let
go.
it go. I love
There
it.
you go.
Like I said, listen, if he wants to talk
Nah,
about
Bree,
it,
you cool. Chill,
People come
fam.
you're like, really? That's not what people are saying.
I don't know, like, if I just don't get all the the division, like why?
I don't understand. Like, okay, I'll talk a little shit right now. This is what I'll say. My shit is do you really not have enough content for your show that you have to spend your time bashing other people in the community to get people to watch you?
Yeah, I
Apparently, it's cool. Everyone was like, "No, Bree, you're cool," and I was like, "Chill,
I
fam."
I mean that in the nicest way possible, but all of the bullshit fighting in the community, like, let's just talk about fucking UFOs. Like,
I
who gives a
know.
shit who does what? Let's look at fucking UFOs.
And
Someone
talk
must have
about
thought I was in
stories.
goat mode, so they were like, "Call
They
it."
were like,
I
they got
I
scared.
like Fessler. I like watching his show. There's a high
Bree,
production value. He
aw.
talks a lot of guests. He has a lot of
Good.
stuff that he talks about, and he's got his own experiences that he's pretty open about. And
Good.
he will poke fun at different YouTubers and stuff like that. But I
See, there's
view it as
nothing wrong
more
with
as
that.
it's like good natured ribbing. You know, it's
Okay.
like look
Okay,
what
we could
Goofon
respect that. We
said.
could respect that. We could respect that.
Right. It's I don't. It's not a personal attack at all. I wouldn't.
get you.
I
You
didn't
wouldn't
see
think so.
what he did, but
What you did, yeah. I think it's all about the context of what you're talking about, people. At the end of the day, and again,
what?
Bree went into jump in attack mode without any further conversation. She was like,
Yeah,
"What's
it's just-
happening?"
claws out
That's why-
immediately.
Listen. What is the one
Don't mess
goddamn
with the
rule
goat.
of this? No, what is the one rule of this chat, you guys? You do not put shit in the chat when we're on a live stream to distract Bree when it comes to that kind of shit. They did this
Yeah.
with fucking Karen when we
Oh,
were getting canceled on Twitter. You're doing it now. You guys should know better. Protect Bree. Tell her after the show.
What was the thing
Yeah.
the other day that totally the dust that was flying
the
around her?
dust flying around her. Yes, exactly.
Those
Keats
are
is
obviously
here.
Hey,
What up?
Hi, Keats, darling.
how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes,
We
we can
can.
hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. Sorry, I'm
Welcome,
losing my
sweet angel.
voice.
It's okay. Bree's
Now
just
I
over
feel
here
like I literally just have subscribed for nothing.
because you just
okay.
started shit. Bree was
Oh,
out
Yeah,
here
no, I
fucking.
can, you know,
You can
it's
spy on
a
UFO
Venn
characters.
diagram when it comes to like, even in the occult or, whatever communities, there's always these buggers. Always these
Mhm.
buggers. It's like they just want to eat each other. It's been very
Yep.
annoying.
I know,
Yeah.
but like I will eat their faces off. So
Yeah.
sometimes you have to feed the goat.
So here's
That's
the
it.
thing. For a very long time, we had a reputation where I was the one who attacked and Bree was the quiet, loving, good one. And
Aw,
as
and now it's
always,
changed.
and as always, we constantly split because as twin flames, the back and forth. She is now go and attack, and as much as people think that it's me, most of the time it's Bree,
It's brave.
and I'm doing it on her behalf to censor you people. Like I'm attacking you for her because if she did it, you'd be crying in a corner. Like
Aw.
you
You're
should be
protecting
thanking me
us.
that I'm trying. That's what I'm saying. I'm protecting you guys from her when I do that kind of
No,
stuff.
I understand.
Because
You're
if I don't
protecting
jump
her
on it
from
first, she
the
will.
wrath.
And like, see what she's doing right now. She's already in it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
We're
I've-
unsubbed.
I've got to say, I got tuckered out when it comes to debunkers and in the ufology
Listen,
community at large.
I'm not trying to entertain petty bullshit, but if you bring my
Yeah.
name in, I'm
'Cause
not
that's-
going to
it
leave it
always comes down
lying.
to that. It's always just this interpersonal, dramatic, nutsoid kind of fascinations, and not actually caring about the subjects that they're
Yeah.
moved to investigate. And
Hold on.
it's fun at first when you're drinking.
Yeah.
You have a couple beers and you're like, oh, this is hilarious. And then after a while, you're like, am I what I eat? Am I what I watch?
Mhm.
You know?
Any conversation where every time you say anything, it's a knife fight. It never
Yeah.
ends well. Nothing productive ever comes of it. At the end of the day, you still need to come back and talk to each other like regular people.
That's
To
very deep.
Yes.
And very true. At the end of the day,
I'm
it's
like
about
what I
that
drink,
deep
White
on
Claw.
my
I'll
glass.
be a White Claw. That's fine.
Okay, I like it. White Claw.
what flavor, Brie?
All
I
of
like
them.
mango.
All of them.
All of them. Just pour all the White Claws in one White Claw and then name it Goat Claw. And
Shit.
there she is.
I like it.
Hey, Big Willie. Yes, we're always live 10 times a day.
Peace,
that's what we
Big
do.
Willie. We'll see
I
him
just don't know
tomorrow
these
night.
people. That's all. I had to jump because I don't know them. So I was just like, I don't know who you are. So like, don't fucking talk about me.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, you know. I think for me,
Meet
especially
me, bitch. Catch
as
me outside with
somebody-
my goat horns.
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Yeah,
as
don't,
somebody
It's
that
true.
like, you know, fervently like the ufology community, if you were to look at everything in a Venn diagram, like they do overlap, you know,
Yeah.
with mysticism, spirituality, psychology, all of that. They overlap, you know, and unfortunately they all rough and tumble when it comes to just interpersonal dynamics of absolutist ideas and, you know,
Mhm.
grumpy, jealous people. It's just it doesn't get more human, I think, than in the ufology.
Yeah, and
sphere.
like I'm feeling like ass, and I've been feeling better, and I feel like I'm sucking everyone's energy off the internet. So that's cool.
actually,
You feel that way?
To be honest,
Energy
Bree,
vampire.
Is that what
No,
you
like-
do, Bree? You're
I'm
going
not
on
seeing
the
it.
internet,
I'm not
sucking
seeing it.
And, like,
everybody's energy up.
No, like the last
like,
like 40
"Come in the
minutes or
chat."
something, I've been feeling a lot better than I was earlier.
So
Like
I
my
just want to say,
my throat goes like in and out of like being normal and then like being dead. So I feel like I'm getting that from someone.
I
It's
just want to let
probably
Is
you
it
from me.
you? Is
I
it
just want
you?
to
Yeah.
I just
Is
want to let
it
you know,
you?
Bree did give Case a wrench, and I know
Go
his
ahead.
first name. He has a name that is like a lady's name, and I mean that in a respectful way. But he's like, I'm a man named. Oh, it's Brooke. A man named Brooke. That's his name. His name is Brooke.
Oh, I thought his name was a man named Brooke.
No, but like for somewhere it says somewhere that like his name says a man named Brooke, and that's why I remembered it. His name is Brooke.
Nice.
I stalk
Thank
all of
you.
you, whether you guys realize it or not. I know lots about all
She
of
knows
everybody in the chat.
everything.
Yeah, I go
I
and
just
look at
feel like-
everybody.
I just wanted to check that Case had a wrench because I'm like, Case has like really intelligent comments and then also always sticks up for us, which is cool because sometimes those don't always mix.
Yeah, for
Mhm,
sure. I feel
mhm.
you. 100%.
I
Respect.
honestly think all of this shit is relegated to a YouTube sphere.
Yes,
Because I was
would
doing
agree.
a podcast for a couple of years, and like every now and again I'd get a crappy email from some highfalutin
Random person.
snooty, you know, occultist or something. That's not blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever,
Ignore.
yeah.
But here it's like, yeah, you're just absolutely bombarded. And
I think it's
you know,
most social media platforms. There's something about
Yeah.
podcasting that has always remained pure, and I think it always will remain
Yeah.
pure
That's what
just
I
because
love
of
about
like
it.
yeah, that's I do too. But like I think it's anything. It's Twitter, it's fucking Instagram, it's fucking Facebook, it's all of these other places
yeah.
where
Even
people come
Twitter.
together and they can yell freely. It just that's what it does. And in the podcast world, you can't really yell at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's just it's just kind of it's a time capsule. It's like this journalistic little thing
Yep,
that you
yep.
put out and people listen to it at their leisure. It's not as interactive as YouTube is. And I think
Yep,
with the
exactly.
interaction comes a lot of the people who've got way too much time on their hands, no purpose. They find these righteous kind of, you know, resolutions of the self, and they go after people because they don't have anything else to do.
It's so interesting to me that people genuinely like that they waste time going
Yeah.
after people that they dislike when there are better things to do in the world.
Jamie,
That's the shit
I
that
have
always gets
yelled
me.
at 60-year-old fucking men
Yeah, same. I feel like
on
same. Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse my language.
No.
But
Oh,
like
cursing here is
grown
welcome.
ass
I can't
people.
believe you used 60.
Yeah, no,
Ah.
I'm
Poor
you
Enzo,
know, I'm
no.
building I'm writing a story here. But like grown ass people on stream.
Yep. Adults.
grown
Yep.
ass people about the dumb crap that they're spitting, or it's ridiculous, and YouTube takes a lot out of you. So
No, it
That
does.
is
You
the
know,
worst part.
For
It's like these
sure.
are full grown adults
full
acting like
grown, like full grown. We're
Yes.
talking
Like have
with kids,
children and
full
wives
grown.
and mortgages to pay, and they're still
Yeah.
and they're
literally
acting like it's the
spending
sixth
their
grade on
free-
the playground.
It's like they're spending their free time on the internet. Like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna fucking find some shit, and I'm gonna slur you, and I'm gonna do this and this, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
Well, I
I
have
have
to
like
say,
I have
though,
life to live.
You
For
know,
sure.
I may have walked into that because, yeah,
I may
sorry
have
for
done that for no
saying,
reason. I don't
or
know.
being ageist in that way, but the people that are older that do this, they don't have responsibilities. They don't have kids. A lot of them are trust fund people. A lot of them are, whatever.
Don't hate
all
on the
walks of
money,
life,
man.
But a lot of
Don't
Yeah.
times,
hate on the money.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would love to be a
of
trust
time
fund
I've had
baby.
this.
I know.
I would love that.
I would, like
Okay,
I've said
that's a
100 times,
blessing.
I would
That's a
love a
blessing.
trust fund. I would love to marry an old man who dies soon.
Yeah,
like
a rich
any of
old
those
man. A
avenues.
rich old man would be freaking killer, man.
Like as much as
I-
people can
A
want to
rich
call me a
man.
gold digger or not, I mean it in the nicest way.
It's
But like
okay,
I would
yeah.
love a
I
big chunk of
dig
money.
it. I had a friend that her entire modus operandi was to find a man with a boat who didn't suck, and she did it.
Oh, see,
Nice.
there you go.
Wow.
You
Listen,
can manifest.
there's like
it.
I was like, there's a thin line of people saying that like people are gold diggers and people just being like, this is what I want for
No,
my
it's
life and
good.
this is what I
Yeah.
expect. And it's like, listen, if you have the balls to go out there and look for it and you get it, why would you hate on that? You're just jealous because you're on the outside of the club and you can't get in.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't hate the
Mhm.
money. I think what I hate is,
Why you hitting on
kind
the
of
outside of the club? You can't even get in.
the growth of that person. A lot of these people get trapped in this beingness where they're kind of purposelessness because they didn't, or purposeless. Yeah, purposeless because they didn't have to, truly kind of work through lives, qualms and issues. And now they're, like I said, grown ass people who, live in their grandparents' estates and just, make
Wow.
trouble on YouTube all the time. Or, I'm using that as an example, as an extreme.
Sure.
There's also
No,
the other
yeah, but I
end.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. You have like that. I think that's the interesting part about life is you have extremes on no matter what end of it, no matter what the topic or the subject is, you have these extremities on both sides. And you also have people in the
Yeah.
middle, don't get me wrong. But at the end, it's like religion, right? Like people say
Sure,
that certain
dogma.
religions are super like horrible and violent. But then like
Mhm.
when you look at it from retrospect, it's just we're projecting that onto that religion. And if you look at religion in a whole, it's all very violent at the end of the day.
And it's a weird absolutist idea too about YouTube because, I've always been pretty vulnerable about whether it's like my mental health or
Oh, same
addiction
here. Same here.
issues or-
Same here.
right. And it's like those, you do get a quell of people that really, vibe with you and like you're happy to have in a
Mhm.
communal kind of understanding. And then you get those people that use that against you all
Yeah.
the time.
Yep,
And it's
all the
like
time.
it's never, generated, but at least it's honest, I think.
No, 100%. And I think
Yeah.
that's one thing too that like I found while podcasting is how vulnerable we could be with our audience because it's not in
100%.
person and it's
Mhm.
not live and you don't have that instant interaction. So you're not necessarily afraid to go into certain topics or to reveal personal things about yourself because you're able to without being judged, You're the one in control of how it's being put out there, how it's being said, how it's edited, how people are at the end of the day kind of perceiving it. You're driving that to a certain direction. And that doesn't necessarily happen on YouTubes and with lives and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a learning curve,
I love live
really is.
though.
So
I
do
do
I.
too. It's combustible. It's nice. You
Yep.
can just be and leave it
Mhm.
and walk
You get the
away.
full
And it doesn't have
interaction
to.
that way,
It
too.
is forever, but you don't need to, like dwell on it. It's great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love live. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so do I. And
It's
it's so
wonderful.
me and Bree, when we first started doing the podcast, we used to go live on Instagram.
Oh,
And
nice.
what's funny about it is it kind of actually came full circle because the reality of it is that what butt stuff is now is what those live streams
Oh,
were
shush.
when we were on Instagram.
No.
Because it is and it isn't. Like we don't watch videos or stuff like that, but things always tended to go slightly inappropriate. We always got off topic. It ended up never being about aliens at the end of the day. And it was always this wild ride of like just people interacting and having a good time. And that's really, like I said, it's weird, this full circle, because butt stuff is kind of like that, but evolved of what we originally started off doing.
That's awesome.
That's true. It's so weird too, because so many people followed us on Instagram that didn't watch the podcast.
Oh,
It was
really?
weird. Yeah, like people would come to our lives but had never watched a podcast before. I guess it's kind of like that with YouTube now too. It's like there's people who watch us who have never listened to our audio stuff.
Right.
Well,
There
it's
is-
Well, everyone
well, I
on
mean,
YouTube doesn't know us.
A like and
something
a
about
follow
lives
is
that are better.
incredibly easy.
Yeah.
It is
to get.
100%. It really
Incredibly
is.
easy. But yeah, time is another thing. I've even found myself getting stingy with likes. I'm like
Oh
playing
man,
the
why are you
opposite
so,
game.
you're stingy?
I'm the
Oh.
opposite. I'm the
I give them.
opposite.
I give them.
Those
I'm
are,
like,
those
you
are
want to
free,
like?
brother.
You want a heart? You want a
Listen,
heart? You
Which
get
is
a heart.
weird, I know, but
Oh.
I'm like,
Click,
no,
click, click.
everyone, I knew this guy that he was like a media manager person, and he said at 3 p.m. you post, that's when
Oh,
most
yeah.
people see you, and he would spend an hour just liking everybody's thing because it's all about interconnectivity. But there's a part of me that I don't want to just like everybody,
I'm going to debuttal that. Let me tell you why. I hit a really weird stage probably like a year and a half ago now, where everything that I did, and I'm not saying that I'm like this to this day. Well, I take the like thing this way, but for a while I kept thinking like everything that I did is a reflection of my ego.
Ah.
So everything that I did, I took in the framework of like my ego. So when I was on social media, even if I didn't like what they did, if I was somewhat supporting them, or if I was following them, but I also wanted to support just what they did, like my brain would be like, but do you support them? It's weird. I just from now on I always think like if I support them, if I support what they do, or if I support what they like, so not really what I like, I give it a like.
I agree.
And I
Yeah,
always
I meant-
reflect it as like
yeah.
my ego. So like not like what I like, but if I'm supporting. I don't know
I
if
meant
I'm
with-
making sense
yeah,
when I
It's-
say that.
I totally get it. I
But
do the
it's
same thing.
it's
Yeah.
but I like went so off to the point where like if I even look at anything and I find it somewhat amusing, or if I'm like, like anything like that,
You like
I
it.
like it.
Yeah.
Because
the
I
same
just
way.
feel like if I'm even a little bit amused, or if I like their channel, or if I just, it's more
Sure.
like a baseline of support I like.
agree.
But it's
I
like
agree,
a
yeah.
constant. But it went to the point where I wasn't even looking at things like on Instagram. I
That's
wasn't
what
even
I'm
looking at
talking
things.
about.
I
Yeah.
would just open up Instagram and I'd just be like scroll,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scroll, like
Mhm.
scroll,
That's what I'm
like
talking
scroll,
about. That's
like
what
scroll.
this guy did, for an hour a day. He would just like everything in his feed.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was
But my
so
brain is like, because I'm
disingenuous,
supporting you, it's not.
Yeah.
I
But I
wasn't
guess it
trying
makes
to
sense.
be
You're right. It's easy.
ingenuine.
Just
It
give
was
them a
like
Yeah.
I was thinking it of like I'm supporting, not
Right.
if I liked, like actually loved.
Mm.
It was support, if that makes sense.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
so I do that still, even like on TikTok, which is hard because
then it fucks with your algorithm.
TikTok
really?
is the Wild West,
Yeah.
and yes, it's
TikTok,
the algorithm.
man.
So I'm
I
like,
don't get
damn, if I
TikTok.
like this, I'm gonna get more of this. But at the same time, I don't want to not support what they do because it was amusing, or because they're putting something out there, and I want to support anyone that's putting things out there. So I would just be like.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't
no, it's a
know
great
if that
point.
made
Yeah.
sense, or if there was
Yeah,
a meaning to my
absolutely.
story, but that's
I
what I
think
did.
do the same
also
thing you're
too,
doing.
just with all the projects that I have, like it just feels like such work, social media, and it's hard enough to
It is.
even open Instagram sometimes. I
It
just
sounds
don't-
like you need someone to
somebody else
go
to-
under, like an umbrella.
Yeah.
I was like, Prad Magic, it
You have
sounds
to
like you should.
find your own umbrella to be under.
Well, we do have one. We have a couple, but I should just find somebody to do it for me, and I just submit.
Yeah.
Hey, post this.
But when you go under an umbrella, normally an umbrella
That
has
sounds
multiple
so
people.
hoity-toity though. That's hilarious. Yes, post this. Yeah.
Post
Well,
this
who
for
are
me
you?
at 3
I was
p.m.
like, okay,
You
no,
have
First
no, no, no.
boy, take
Okay,
care.
let
Who's
me
your
let me tell
people?
you. No, no, no. I was like, let me
Who's
tell you
your
right
people?
now. So I do this with Bobby. Bobby's taking a little bit of a break right now, but I literally text message him 10 times a day to send me his episodes so that I can turn them into YouTube videos and I post them for him. There are people in your life who will do that shit for you, and Bobby
Yeah.
feels super weird about it too. Like, can you? And I'm like, just listen. We're family now. Give me your shit. Let me do it for you. You just have to find your people in your groove, and once you get there, once you have a community, it's amazing the kind of stuff that you can do.
Yeah, well, no, we do. I think I've hit my limit because I'm a de facto editor, a distributor for our collective, and when after all of that, having to go and promote on Instagram,
Mhm.
you know, whether it's like a tarot column or somebody's publishing a book in our collective, like can't we get just somebody else to do that part?
Mhm.
Reggie. Come here, Reggie.
Oh, is
Show
Raji
people
there,
how
Brie?
you
But I'm
are.
also too controlling.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
you're
something.
me.
Mhm.
I was like, that's Brie. Brie is the
So
controller of it
controlling.
all. Yeah.
I have to have creative control, and it's hard because other people can also be creative, but I have so many critiques.
She's very. She
Right.
wants. Listen, here's the thing. Me and Brie, at the end of the day, have a brand that we're building, and we don't want to just put anything out there. We have to be very selective. We've, been successful with what we've been doing, so we want to make sure that we stay on track for that. And Brie is that. That's nothing gets past her. She is the one who. She's the one who filters everything.
Nice.
Come here.
I love it. Yeah, I'll share with you guys our
Yeah, I don't
collective.
really
It's
know enough about you.
international.
I was
Yeah,
gonna be like,
it's
You wanna
great.
come
We
over?
put out albums, put out books, put out podcasts. Obviously,
We're already trying to get
Banter
Jess
component.
in to do something in the fucking morning.
I'm just trying to get everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to. Come on over. Let's create tons of fucking content.
But
The
definitely in
water's
that
fine.
outer Venn diagram of not so much UFOs, but like, hey, maybe
So-
UFOs are consciousness. You know,
But we
So
need
that's-
that.
But again, we've talked about that a lot. So
Lee
like
likes my bacon cheeks.
So one of the things that we do is the cryptid corner, where we talk about like cryptids, and it's not really about aliens, but it always ends up going back to aliens when we talk about it, and then we talk
Right.
about paranormal, and then through doing Bobby's Cryptid Corner, it's become not so much about cryptids, but just about the umbrella of paranormal. Oh, thank you, Brie. So kind.
I don't see bacon there.
You should probably do
I was
it
just
like
giving that to. I was
I
giving
see
that
nothing but
to
love
Lee
right there.
because Lee said Bree has the time to get his cheeks. So I was giving
Aw.
him
There you go.
cheeks.
I
already
I
did
see-
it. I was
I
giving him the
see
cheeks.
myself. So
Oh, we did an episode about vampires. We did a Halloween episode where we decided whether or not vampires were cryptids. That was a
And
fun
for
episode.
that, I have a vampire specialist coming on in a couple months just to
Stop.
talk. Yes, he's
Will
a
you
vampire
ask him
specialist.
for me if he thinks
that's why-
that he's a
that's-
cryptid?
That's why I was like, no, I want this guy on the show. We're gonna bring him on, and we're
Yes.
gonna ask him point blank.
Let's do it. Do we have Big Willie back here? Hello, Big
Sparkle,
Willie.
Before Willie,
Jess?
before Mr. Big
my God.
Willie takes over with his "Hey guys, this
Hey
is my
guys.
We also have
sister's
Chad
voice."
Smith. Oh my God,
Big
Chad Smith is here too. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But I
oh my
do.
God.
Hold on. Wait. I just want to put it out there that if anyone has a channel that you guys are doing other things, which is so respectable, like Jess, Keats, you guys are all doing your own things. But if you guys want to just do your YouTube things under a channel, Totiwaba is so willing to take you under,
was like,
and we
yeah,
will
if any
do
of you
all
guys
your
wanna do
promotions
stuff,
for you. I'll make
and we'll
all
do
your
everything.
videos for you. All
You
of
just
your
come show up and be
promos.
talent, and we'll do your
I'll
stuff.
do it all. Just
Oh
throwing
my
it
God,
out there,
and
and that's
spooky.
it.
Oh my God,
And
you guys, we have
next,
all the guys
Just be
here.
talent.
The whole
my
invasion.
dream. Just to
I've
fucking be
never seen
talent.
Come on
Spooky
over.
Morales in my whole life.
You've never
Hold
seen
on.
Spooky Morales?
Whoa,
Spooky Morales
there's
is
so
hot.
many
dude.
fucking people in here. Hello.
Good
Oh my
looking.
god, I want
This
a
crew-
I want a one-on-one. I want a one-on-one. I want a one-on-one.
With Spooky? With Spooky?
Yes.
Spooky's
I
a
know
good
he's-
looking dude.
Spooky's so cute.
Yes, he
Where'd he
is.
go?
Make him
Hey,
a big screen.
He just took
oh,
number one.
'cause-
Oh my
'cause I-
god.
The fancy artwork in the back and the light. Look at that.
Yeah, it's spooky.
What kind of dildos do you have in the background though? That's kind of strange.
Those are statues.
They're statues.
Those are
Hand
dildos
carved.
on display.
Oh my
I have my Big Willie voice on. Those are
Hand carved
dildos
for
on
your pleasure.
display.
Big Willie.
Hand carved
Oh
for
my
your
God.
pleasure. Who said
Welcome,
that?
welcome
me.
everybody. Oh, spooky laugh. Just Bree, you scared him.
Bree, what did you do to
Come back,
Spooky?
dude. Bree, those are
Turn 'em off,
hand,
Bree. Look what
you
hand
did.
carved by his grandmother straight from
grandma.
Italy. She literally brought that marble back with her.
Shut up.
Carved it
Bree.
with her
Really?
hands.
Really?
Shut
his
up.
grandmother was a
Be nice to
she was
me.
a
I have
teacher
Rona.
for
She didn't
sculpting
know.
in Italy.
She didn't know.
Didn't know. She wasn't ready.
She's out here just harassing people.
No,
was
something
right.
just happened. Spooky's coming back on.
Back, he's
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Oh,
we're back.
okay.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I apologize. I apologize, neighbor. Shake.
Yo, Bree, you got the Rona?
Bree has the Rona.
Yeah.
Bree has the Rona. Yeah, Bree has the Rona right now. Yep.
Oh my
I know.
god.
She's
Yeah.
kicking
I know.
Rona's ass right now.
Goat strong.
She's trying.
You
How we
feeling
roll.
okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I snorted. Pinched him out.
Actually, so welcome
It
all the
goes in and
boys
out, but
to
she's
the
good.
chat.
Hey, Jamie, how's it going?
Hey,
Jamie.
Oh
Jamie.
my God, it's so nice to see you all here. Every morning I go on all your guys' lives and stuff. I'm at work, and it's so good to see you all here. I don't know why you're up this late at night.
Oh, I work midnight, so I'm just getting started.
Oh my God.
And this is the only night of the week that I get to stay up hard late. And
Hard.
I was like, you have no dad duties, no work duties. You're
no,
just,
I still
you're in
got
this-
those. I
Oh,
don't
no.
have work in the morning, so
Wait, does that mean should I go open up 2 bottles and down them with
You know
you
what?
right now? Because now that every time you're around, I'm
Hey.
like, should we be drinking?
I don't got the Rona, but I'll do shots of NyQuil with you.
Ooh, shots of NyQuil, Sunny. I like that. I'm on your vibe. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna smoke this joint. I'm gonna have maybe some lavender tea. Get ready for bed.
It depends. Green or cherry?
That's not a joke,
the
you guys.
Brady Bunch.
Oh,
They
It
want us to all look at
sounds
each
nice.
other.
Got Jamie right here. Got Big
The
Willie.
dextrohydramorphine, I think is what it's called, the DXM, and
Mhm.
Oh,
NyQuil, Sudafed. That's not a joke.
I have a good story. So there's this one like cough medicine that tastes like orange like
Robitussin?
tea. No, it's not Robitussin. It's like it's something
Oh,
else.
hold on.
You know what
I
I'm
used to
talking
love
about.
that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it tastes so good. It doesn't taste like
what is
medicine.
it?
And usually when I drink it, I just take a swig and I assume that's enough. I never use the cup. But
Omnicom?
this stuff
I knew
tasted
Amoxicillin?
so good.
Amoxicillin.
that I fucking- no, it wasn't amoxicillin. No, because
Oh.
it was like a cough medicine. It tasted like orange. It wasn't like the bubble gum. And I
You can buy
drank
it,
literally
so.
half of it, and I hallucinated so fucking hard on
Oh,
accident.
man.
Oh,
That shit fucked
You had
me
You were all
up.
scissor,
leaned out.
huh?
I was
You
like
can't
watching
get all leaned
TV.
out.
I was watching TV and
Yeah.
everything got like double. It was like double vision, and I was like, "Whoa!" It's like I was wearing like double vision glasses. I was like,
Yes,
"This is a fucking
Enzo.
trip."
Exactly.
People do that
Enzo,
shit,
that's
man.
what it is.
Trip out.
Oh
right?
yeah, no. I thought she was gonna say a story about me.
No, me.
Oh man, what's the
'Cause you've
story
done that?
there?
I was like, I have my
She
own
took me
story.
shopping.
really?
She took me
For?
shopping.
Yeah.
We went to the boardwalk and then we went to the mall.
I know the story. I know the story.
And I drank like
Okay.
a fat bottle of Robitussin,
Holy
and
shit,
then I drank her
wait.
liquid Vicodin.
Holy
Okay, so-
shit!
Oh my god.
When I was younger, I
Are
had
you tired?
I had chronic bronchitis, and two of the things that I used to get back in the day, as a weird teenager, they just gave it to me, and I never really took them. Was they gave me bottles of liquid Vicodin, and they gave me like these big what were they called? Bree?
Somas.
Somas. The
Somas.
Somas.
Life.
And they were these like muscle relaxers because I had this really bad, like constant every 2 months, deep, almost to the point where it would be like an ammonia infections in my lungs.
No shit.
And
They don't
so-
make them anymore.
And I never really
Rest
did
in
drugs. I
peace,
wasn't really a drug person.
Somas.
I did like, cough medicine and smoked weed. And so Bree was like, "Oh, well, if you're not using these." And I remember she drank
I
some of
did
that.
cough
She took a-
medicine and smoked weed.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's like
Oh,
as
it's-
worst as I
I
get.
robo
Yeah,
trip
like-
and
Yeah,
smoked
No.
she's a
weed.
robo trip.
That's as regular as
bottle?
inhale and exhale with these.
No, and then here's the thing. So
Bottle.
we're
I
in
did a shit ton
downtown.
of
Bottle of
Dramamine
Robo.
and I smoked weed.
And then no
We're
more than
inside-
that.
we're inside Santa Cruz. We're walking down the street, and Bree's walking like in slow motion, and she
Holy
like looks
shit.
at me, and she's like, "Why is everyone so sped up, and why am I in slow motion?" And I'm just like, I don't even know how to explain this to you right now, ma'am, but everything is normal.
I bought a bunch of.
And we went to the
Soma
mall.
once.
Nah, I've
and,
like
got so nervous at immigration that I ended up taking the rest of the bottle.
Shut up.
Oh,
Woke
no.
up on the plane barefoot, laid across with smelly feet.
Oh,
And
man.
like a bunch of
Jesus.
people moved around, and they just
You're
allowed me to
that
just
guy.
sleep it off. Yeah.
why weren't you wearing your shoes, man?
Yeah,
Why
I'm
do you
a
have
little
smelly feet?
disturbed.
Well,
about
I don't
that,
know,
yeah.
but in that Soma state, I was like, shoes are not necessary.
No, somas
Somas were
they don't
fucking
make
God.
they don't make somas anymore, and
Mm.
there's
no,
a
they
reason
don't.
for
They're
it.
like
'cause-
Quaaludes. Yeah.
They make
Yeah,
you
they're
take
like-
your shoes off.
Bro, I remember at one time I dated somebody who had like a bottle in his
Agree.
cabinet, and I literally, when I saw it, I said, "Ooh,"
So good.
like that.
Yeah,
Chef's
you're like,
kiss.
hey.
was like,
As you
"Ooh,
do, sure.
Ooh, fun
I
pill.
like
Chef's
that. I didn't
kiss.
even like Somas. I just got really nervous about getting searched.
Oh, I
for
loved
'em. So I
them.
was like,
I used to get them from
Pick 'em.
from Jamie and my other best friend at the time.
Jamie,
Her dad
that's
was a
funny.
doctor, so I used to get them from her too.
All the medicines at the
Jamie,
bottom.
Jamie
man.
picked up that bottle and shook it and went. I was like, I'll be your girlfriend for about 20 days, buddy.
Yep.
No,
Hey, do you ladies
I just
have...
remember being in the mall and being like, "Whoa."
Do we have a Chad Smith? No, I have
No,
a
but do you have
mason jar.
merchandise? Well, I was gonna add merchant. Well, first of all, a mason jar is iconic. But
So actually,
do you ladies
technically-
have
Technically,
Chad
okay, so
Smith,
here's
the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
This is for my child.
So here's
Yeah,
the thing.
he's right
We
here.
technically do have merch out there. There is like a website that we have that's like on like Zazzle or something like that.
That's
that you
made
can
up.
get merch. I know it's like horrible, but
That's not real.
Made up.
one of the
It's not
things
real.
I was gonna one of the
That's
things
It's
I
not
was
real.
gonna
It's not real.
it's not real. So but one of the things I was gonna say that was when Chad Smith comes on, I want to talk to him about his fucking merch store, and I want him to do our fucking merch.
Okay,
I can do
I
that.
never
I-
had merch.
I have a cup that
You want
I
topless
want Chad to
merch?
make
We're gonna take the clothes off.
for you
We're like-
girls, and
do
I
you
want
sell?
like your
Just-
cartoon
just
faces
topless.
on each side, and then at the
Okay.
top, I wanted to say 2 girls, 1 cup. For
Yes,
Marketing right
That
there.
is marketing right there.
That is good right there.
And then maybe
man.
at the bottom of the cup it says butt stuff.
Oh,
When you
Yep.
drink it.
It was.
Oh, oh my
little
god.
cartoon
See?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you finish, you get butt stuff. Butt
Now
stuff at
we
the
do
end.
have. So I will say, me and Bree do have our own personal merch, and we do have our own T-shirts with our own faces on them that
Yeah.
we
Awesome.
bought for ourselves. So we do have that. And there's a few people in the world who do have Totiwaba
Yeah.
T-shirts who bought it off that website. Like Brandy's one of them. So
Totiwaba.
there is. But one thing I used to do back when we did the podcast and did Patreon, I used to everyone who would give us money, I would send them stickers. So there's tons of Totiwaba stickers out there in the world.
Wow.
But we need merch.
But we need
I
merch.
can help you out with that.
Help me out.
I don't
Okay.
have very
I-
much either. We haven't really designed too much for.
We're
the
seeing
shop
Chad
stuff.
tomorrow.
right? Chad's coming
Yeah,
on
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm doing
yeah.
butt stuff with you guys.
Chad.
Yeah.
How come I don't get to
Thank
do
God.
butt stuff tomorrow?
Who?
You already did butt stuff.
You already
That's
did butt
true.
stuff.
How much
You
butt
can
stuff?
come back
Day
at
2.
once.
That's what you get.
Never
It's
enough.
I was like,
time for
listen.
Spooky and Chad's.
I was
butt
coming
stuff.
back for seconds.
I was like, everybody has to get one turn first, and then we
One
can go
butt
back for
stuff
round 2.
first.
Yeah, one butt stuff. Jess is the only one here who's been on butt stuff multiple times as
I
like
get
a,
more
like a
than one
special
butt
guest.
stuff, guys.
That's okay
But
because
Enzo,
I like to
Enzo
watch
has been on
anyway.
more than anybody, I think, on the channel. Enzo's been in the chat more than anybody. Like
We do
coming on when
more.
open
We
up
do a
the
lot of
stream,
butt
every-
stuff
don't
with
even have a chat.
Enzo.
we do a
Enzo's
lot of
butt
butt
is
stuff with
done.
Enzo.
Enzo's done butt stuff
It is
for
destroyed.
sure.
He's tired.
It's shorter now. I sit lower in the seat.
Honestly, you don't even feel it anymore. Oh yeah, we have
No.
Josh on
Feel what?
Wednesday. Yes, we do. We have Josh from the
Yes,
Trippy
that's
Times
right.
podcast
Oh,
on
sweet.
Wednesday. We're doing an abduction hotline with him. We're super excited about that.
Oh, that'll be cool.
That'll be
Yes,
fun.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm
Chill.
excited about that one.
What
And on
about-
ours, on
Where's
our
my
butt stuff,
sticker?
we're designing
I'll send you
merch.
That's fine. Let's do it. We'll design. That's 100% what this show is about. We can do whatever we want. It's going to be the first weekend live show that we've ever done. We don't typically
Oh.
do weekend
You guys
shows.
don't usually do
Sweet.
weekends. Hitting the
We don't
weekend's good.
do weekends.
Venture now.
It's funny too because we have Chad on a weekend and we have Big Willie next Saturday.
That's true.
Oh,
Awesome.
Big Willie, get ready
Chad.
for butt stuff.
I know
So
Big
the-
Willie's
Big
and
Willie.
butt stuff.
Everybody's
Mhm.
expanding out now.
Oh, we're gonna expand, all right.
We
Oh,
are
we're
definitely
definitely
going to
expanding.
expand.
We expand for
100%.
butt stuff. Sure, who doesn't?
We got to
said
get
this
to the
small
bottom of
and
it.
God.
What are you doing?
Just I love it so much.
That's me expanding. That's me expanding.
Okay.
Got you.
Starts really
I
small.
gotcha.
And
Jesus.
What was that reboot
I've
that you just did?
never presented butt stuff to anybody like that before in my life. I don't think. Is that
That's
the
the fun
opening
about
act
it.
you go with?
Good night, Walt.
that was a rewind. That was a rewind.
That was a free one. No, we always do the we have to open every show with Sasquatch. I feel Sasquatch really loosens everybody
love
up
that.
Oh, I
That's
love
right.
and gets everybody
Sasquatch.
prepared for it. Yeah, so Sasquatch is our and
Sasquatch
we have
is my
Sasquatch.
jam.
we have a new mascot that Bree hates. Have you guys
Who is
seen
he? No.
you guys haven't seen him?
I
No.
like the
Who is he?
mascot.
Okay, so it's
Nobody
it's,
cares about him
it's-
besides Enzo.
it's
I
Jerry.
who is
it's
he?
Jerry the water berry, and he is a
cute?
he's a water
Jerry
bear.
is
He's like a little
Yep.
itty bitty microbe, and
He's
he
a
like dances.
sperm.
He's a sperm.
He's not a sperm.
He's a tardigrade, right? Tardigrade?
He
He
is.
deserves to
We
die.
all started as a little sperm at one point. It's okay.
But
I
Bree.
think we all
deserves
started
to
as
die.
sperm. As Kanye West said, we all came from somewhere.
That's true, Kanye.
Wow, the
It's true,
Kanye
Kanye.
West connections tonight. Because
I'm telling
Spooky
you.
was
I'm
going
bumping right
hard.
now.
He had the
Synchronicity.
Yeezys in
He
there.
was making
We're
it.
playing right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big
Yeah.
Kanye
Doing
fan
that.
for
From
all the wrong
somewhere.
reasons. I love that he's
Stop,
crazy.
Stop.
Hey, girl.
Go Jerry. Go Jerry.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
Jerry.
I think
See,
Jerry
no
should go
one
on a
cares
t-shirt.
besides Enzo.
First
I
of
was
all,
like,
that would.
we love Jerry the Waterberry. How can you not love him?
Jerry's
Where's
awesome.
Sasquatch?
Because he's boring.
So here's the thing.
Sasquatch
I don't have Sasquatch. Okay, hold on.
Wait,
on.
Jamie, you put me back in the middle because I want him on my face if you're going to do it.
Oh, if you're gonna do Sasquatch, okay, hold on.
He's got to be
Why do you
fun.
think
There
I'm
you
not
go.
complaining up here?
Oh,
All right,
man.
hold on.
Thinking no.
I'm gonna have to change things drastically. So we're gonna have
Spooky
to
need
go
a boogie.
to.
I want to pop up. I can like look around.
Ooh.
All right.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh, yellow.
Night, Mr.
Whoa.
Walt.
Whoa.
I was like,
Wow. Looking
I was like, I
fancy.
have to
I
change
thought we
everything
were
because
anonymous.
I was like, I have to change everything
Night, Walt Carbon.
from here. So if
Mr.
we
Walt.
want, thank you, love. Okay, so if we want Sasquatch, I gotta go.
It's just so
I dig it.
soothing.
Oh, it ended.
Everyone vibes to the Sasquatch.
That's what I played in high school. I played saxophone, so I love that.
So what I
Sasquatch.
what I
Did you really? Did you really?
Saxophone.
we're gonna go.
So you're saying
Do you still have one?
Sasquatch is
Back
Chad
to
Smith.
Astral Highway.
That's right.
Do you still have one?
What, saxophone?
Getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my
Bust
dog
it out.
cut the mouthpiece in half
gotta
like
turn over
years ago.
Okay, I was gonna be like, can you not bring it with you tomorrow to butt stuff, please?
I could bring a saxophone, but
Yeah.
I can't play it. I don't have a mouthpiece right now.
Please bring a saxophone to butt stuff.
That would be
Just for
hilarious.
that
Just
sentence
sit here
alone.
with a saxophone.
Please
Wouldn't
bring a
get called
saxophone to butt
mouthpiece
stuff.
afterwards anyway.
I know
I mean,
exactly.
if Josh can just bring a random football
You
to a
survived,
stream,
Jess. Good
I
job.
can bring a
I'm proud of
saxophone.
That's gonna hurt.
Can we bring an oboe to taint tickling?
Ooh.
Taint. Wait, first of all, taint inspection is very important.
Wait, what the?
Wait.
I wrote
Inspection.
that.
Whoa,
Under the
whoa,
balls
whoa.
quarterly.
We
You just
usually
freaked out
wait
my
to bring in
cat?
the French horn for that, but okay.
Oh, I like a good French horn, a little rusty trumpet, as they like to call it.
Rusty
back in the day.
Trombone?
What?
What's a rusty
Wait,
trumpet?
what?
I
What
feel
did
like the
you
French
say,
trombone
Jake?
was a better lead out than the
Wait, I want to
rusty
know what a
trumpet
rusty
is?
trumpet
No,
is.
it's trombone. I think.
Taint nothing better than a
All
rusty
have
trumpet.
Rusty
internet
trombone,
access. You
that's
can
what
look
it-
that up
rusty-
on your own.
Yeah, rusty trombone.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
please
Trumpet
look that up on
sounds
your
way
own.
more devious.
That's homework for the class.
That's
There'll be a
homework for the
test
class.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
Lay down.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Stinky.
All right, folks, I got to run some errands, do some work. Thank you, guys.
Okay, love
Keats,
you.
it was
Thank you for
nice
stopping
meeting you,
by,
by the way.
Keats.
Yeah,
Keats,
nice
You
Love
have no
you.
errands to run. You ain't gonna
Oh.
do no work.
I'll hang you.
I just
Don't
want
You ain't doing
everyone to know
nothing.
that this is what she
I'm
does to me
a
all
night
day
owl.
long. Every time I try to go to do something,
You
I'm
ain't
like,
doing
okay, I'm going to
nothing.
get Subway. And she's like, no, you're not. Where are you
You
going?
ain't doing nothing. You
Well,
ain't doing no
can. Just
just don't
errands.
Justin Smollett
You
that
ain't
Subway.
doing no work. Come
Oh
on.
my God, I
now.
know. Right. Subway right now is a hot topic again.
Come on now.
What's
What?
up with
It is?
Subway?
Why?
Bree, everyone's abandoning you.
He's leaving.
Wow.
I think it's more respectable. Like, I'm out.
Oh.
And just dip.
Everyone's like, I got homework. I have this toilet I have to scrub.
No,
I think I have to get on the roof.
Friday night.
I was like, it is the middle of the night.
I left
Personally.
my boxers
people
outside.
really
I gotta
don't
go
like
get
Jerry.
that. Who's that?
Who's back?
Oh.
Oh, it's
Mr.
Chad
Chad.
Smith back. I don't know why you
Mr. Chad.
ended us
Happens almost every time.
every
What
day.
happened?
Chad Smith
I just
Oh,
start.
it's not
He
Chad.
saw it.
Wait.
I-
He takes himself out of the game.
Yeah,
every
I start clicking around and closing windows out, and then I accidentally.
You've got a
Always
I
lot
don't think
better
it was
at
Chad, but it was
That-
spooky.
That
Wait.
big red X, it's
Who's
just
been
so
on it?
alluring.
Yeah,
You gotta click on it.
No, don't click on it.
No,
I'm getting
Yeah,
confused.
Cassie.
Yeah,
Hi,
so many
Cassie, darling.
Yeah.
Hey, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie, baby.
Oracles
Look,
and
all
beyond. What a
Cassie.
sweetheart.
Come on, whenever you want.
Yeah, Cass.
We got
I think
spots.
they dropped a link in chat.
Cassie.
I'll do it again
Nice,
right
good
now.
middle
Oh
spot
my
right
gosh! Really quick. Sorry. Okay.
tell us.
Sorry. Sorry. Random thought in my head.
Oh my god!
I
I
apologize.
apologize.
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
It's not.
Let's
It's
do
so. It's gonna be really anticlimactic now because I made a big
there.
deal.
No,
about
I
it.
know.
Okay,
It's
have
so
you
built
guys-
up.
Had Ron? You guys know Ron Felber, right? Like the Mojave Desert Incident book, right? Mr. Ron Felber. If anybody doesn't know him, they should look him up and they should look up the Mojave Incident. But anyways, he talked about tonight about his own personal experience. Did you know that he had an experience?
Mm-mm.
Like he went into, again, he quantified it as just a dream, but he was like, he was taken into a craft in water. He was showing charts. He was able to like mess with the controls, like charts, maps, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like
Charts?
I just no, it's not separate.
Charts?
I see what you're doing
Okay.
there. I see what you're doing, but it's close.
Chart?
It's okay.
Charts?
Sharded.
I'll allow. I'll allow.
Charts?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering, anybody else ever heard? Like, had he ever
Oh.
talked about that? Really?
How long
No.
ago was this?
I
When
don't
did
even know who
happen?
this guy
15
is.
years prior to him even writing the book.
I was like,
He
I don't even know what this
24
book
years
is,
old,
but I'm
I
not a
think it
book
was.
reader.
You guys don't know the Mojave Incident?
I've
No.
never heard of
I
it.
know the
I've
Mojave
heard-
Incident.
I know the Mojave
Give him the
Incident, but
lowdown.
I don't
Time
know
out.
it. Yes,
I
doesn't
thought
know
the
it.
Mojave incident was like a couple in the Mojave, and then the ships came, but there was like so many ships that filled the sky or whatever, and then they brought them in, and they did like weird things to their body, like they were in like weird things, like liquid containments or something.
I don't think we got to that.
No,
These people definitely went.
That was in the back of the book.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was pretty much. I mean, it was all of that, but just not the liquid stuff. But dude, I mean, I legitimately,
liquid.
like, I legitimately, my heart breaks listening to that. Every time I hear that story, specifically when they're in the trailer, and even the stuff that happened, like, followed home with them and their kids and their family, went on for years. It's pretty terrifying. I think anybody who's ever, has had a child or has cared for anything, has been a parental figure of some sort, when you cannot protect what you love or prevent them from having any kind of experience that's deeply disturbing, that's traumatic. And when I say traumatic, without getting really into it, like made to relive, like she went through, she was molested or raped when she was younger. She was forced to relive this as if it was happening live in her mind. He was a hunter. He was forced to be hunted, like skinned alive and gutted and shot as if he was the deer.
Jeez.
Like,
What the heck?
very, like, there's this whole other side, and I don't know what it is about ufology. I'm very new to all of it, so I can't, like, give opinions. I was telling Rob, I'm like, I'm a Padawan. But there is a little bit of this, like, we can't go down that. It's a negative path. I want to keep high vibes. And, like, I totally get that. I like to vibe high, too, but, like, also, I like to share the truth of, like, this happened. And if we don't accept that this happened, you're almost like, I wouldn't say you're disregarding their story, but kind of. If you're like, well, sorry, that story's just not
Right.
fun, so we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about it.
You can't accept the good parts only. You have
No.
to take the whole story.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
No.
I think when people are trying to talk about like a negative story, people try to cut them off and stop talking because they also don't want to deal with that emotion. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of emotion behind those kinds of stories, and so you have to be able to foster those kind of spaces to be open to feeling those kind of emotions, hearing those kind of stories.
100%. And I totally get that for anybody. Like, we had a listener tonight who had to step out. They're like, I can't, this is too much. And I totally get that.
Yeah, they
But
came over to us.
Yeah, I felt so bad. We were all like, "Hey, you know what? I did pretty darn good being running my show, keeping with my chat and your chat. Okay,
You did amazing. I was like, what in the
felt like
world
I
does he
was
have 17 screens over
doing
there?
pretty good.
I was like, I had our screen open. I was in Chad's chat. I was in Sunny's chat. I was in Big Willie's chat. I was like multitasking as well.
Do you have more than one screen?
No.
Wow.
That's amazing. I need to get more
I have 3
screens.
and do it all the time.
I have
The good
two.
news is that for 41 minutes we were showing a video, so I got to step away for a second. I was still trying to interact with the chat and stuff, but I was able to jump out, say hi in people's lives, and jump back in.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
So you guys never did stop streaming? Okay, because I was so confused. I was like, did they just go live for a third time? I was like, they're relentless.
Didn't stop. But no, but if it
No,
was up to
we are.
we would do it
We
24
are
hours a day.
relentless.
Yeah, she would do it 24 hours a day if she could. She would get up and start it. Yeah.
Would you really do that?
Yeah, she really would.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Start streaming?
If she had somebody to sit here with her, she would 100% do it for as long as she could.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
where's
that.
the other Spooky
I'll
and
stream in
Vanessa?
I'll
I'd
take a
stream in the
shift.
shower.
Spooky's sleeping
Stream out
because
the
it's like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning there.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Josh is here. Josh is
is
here.
Are you adding him,
wait,
or
hold
do you want
on.
me to?
You can add him, but I do want to touch on
What's up, Josh?
Billy's comment
Joshy.
He's so
though,
confused.
really quick. If I were to kind of put what happened to them in like a relatable or why explanation, it seems to me like they got what they are, or they
Oh.
got like their human experience of how they are.
Back at them. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
And it's fucked up and it's gross,
Josh?
but I think that maybe from an outsider's, like super outsider, because obviously it's an alien thing, maybe they felt like if they were to give back what they saw, that it would make us feel different, and that's not fair to put on an entire family because
Yeah.
they carry that weight alone.
Yeah.
But from a psychological standpoint, I can kind of see where that comes from.
like this went into one of those cases too where okay, it's not guaranteed, but there's at least question around it. You know, like we've had the cases that people always avoid too, like Preston Dennett does a really good job of bringing these to the forefront, which is the pregnancies that progress very rapidly and they disappear, right? And those are always such difficult ones to hear and deal with, I guess. So maybe it's just because like I've got kids, so like I don't know, maybe I just like connect with those more, like they just get to me.
Yeah.
But in this
You
one
have a soft
too,
spot for it.
but I feel like anybody, like I don't know, but
You should, like in reality, everyone should have that humanity and have a soft spot for it. 100%.
yeah,
Of course, your natural reaction is to be enraged and you want to tear
Yeah.
somebody apart.
Again, humanity, though, we're looking at this from an alien perspective, not a humanitarian perspective.
We're sentient
an
beings, not
outsider.
live rats.
An outsider perspective.
Well,
It
that's
makes
some
sense
of
to me.
what these were trying to say, that they were just simply doing this to them because they said that they had to. This happened in 1989, I believe it was, and they said that they had to get a feel for how average people reacted to being put through this. Because they were like, we don't really understand your emotions. We have to just, basically they even said to them, they're like, we're just putting you through these series of tests just to see how you're going to respond. And they almost kept having going into cardiac arrest.
What the?
They would release this like mist into there, would bring them back, would calm them down again, bring the heart rates down.
Their
this went on
species
for
skipped over the
hours.
questionnaire that they couldn't
Yeah,
just
I
ask.
remember. The
Yeah,
normal
it's-
story.
Yeah, that's
But
not good. Don't do
Going
that.
back to the baby thing. So like at one point they like floated this thing through their trailer they were in, where they were camping, and like inserted it into her stomach. And then at another point, I think it was like 2 nights after they got home, they just both randomly woke up in the middle of the night and both just had the urge to make love, but it was like very robotic, and they were surrounded by the beings while this was happening.
Ooh.
And they had a child
that's
that like matched out to that time. So, but a lot of them have they end up going a very religious route, and so like not much is known about that or that particular child that was born from all that. But that would be one of the rare instances where maybe nothing happened. Nothing might have happened. But a lot of the instances where they're just being taken away, I wonder if that was the start and the progression of maybe some of them realizing that maybe we need to like keep some, maybe the altered ones here, as it were, some of the hybridization program that way. I don't know. That's intriguing either way.
It's interesting because there's been a lot of stories people have talked. So one of the topics that is not, I think, looked into enough and talked about enough, because there's a lot of still stigma about it, is exactly what you're talking about. These people who have these experiences when it comes to like breeding with aliens and stuff like that, right? Like, it's one thing that you see a UFO. It's another thing if you think that, an alien came down and had sex with you, right? And so I think that there's a lot more cases of that people are just not willing to talk about. You know what I mean? I think that that's probably a bigger occurrence than what we realize, just because that seems a little bit too fringe for this topic. And it's weird that it's such a fringe topic, but it doesn't like to go there.
Yeah.
I think it is out there. You just have to find the YouTubers that talk about it. I mean, I know plenty of people that talk about it. So it's more
100%.
just like finding your niche of people that want to talk about it. And those people have talked about it so much to the point where it's not like a bad thing, where it's almost like they're like, I don't want to say glorifying it, but they're like
embracing
oh,
it.
yeah, I'm a hybrid mama.
Yeah,
they're embracing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that find that probably aren't at that stage yet. So there's a disconnect there, because they don't want to necessarily jump to, I'm a hybrid mama. Like, you get a badge and t-shirt, it's like they're in that process stage where that's not fun kind of thing.
I wanted to say, first off, if you look back at like Greek mythology and stuff, you hear these tales of like gods like Zeus coming down and disguising themselves or whatever and making love to people and stuff, and demigods and all that. But have you
100%.
guys ever heard of people who there's people, I can't remember, I know her last name is Orozco. She was on Spaced Out Radio a couple of
Geraldina?
times.
Geraldina.
Yeah, Geraldine, exactly. I actually just saw Geraldine.
The eye roll.
A documentary not too long ago. You got people like her who they're initially terrified about this, but now, like she was just saying, it seems more like they feel like they're benefiting, or like they're helping benefit everybody else. People who talk about actually being able to see their hybrid children, which seems fucking terrifying to me, to be honest. But, I don't know. I want to know, like, if they're doing this, is there a reason that benefits humanity and not just them? That's what I go to whenever I think about it.
I think it does
What do you guys
consciously,
think?
no matter what. No matter what, any traumatic experience that we have always benefits us consciously. Because
I'll have to agree with that
Geraldine,
statement.
go through it
Yes.
and we dissect it, and we come to a whole new realization that a lot of people don't come to. So no matter what, I think that we benefit consciously.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Sorry.
like, with Geraldine,
I didn't
like,
mean to
what would be the
laugh.
point of even showing
Cassie.
a mother her children, that were taken away from her? Is like, why would they care that much to do it? If I don't know, I try to wrap my head around it. It's something I haven't put a whole lot of thought into.
Hey, girls, I gotta dip out. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Love
Yeah.
you, Sunny.
Coming for me.
I've been
Actually-
here too long, Alon.
Actually, I was like, I'm gonna take Sunny's exit too. I love you guys, Bree. You guys have fun. Good night.
Bye, Jamie.
I love
See you
guys
tomorrow.
all. Bye, guys.
Bye,
I'll see
Sunny.
everybody tomorrow. See you tomorrow,
Bye,
chat.
guys.
See ya.
Love you all.
Toodles.
That sounds like
Exit in the
hurry.
deep chat.
Jamie's waiting on me now. I gotta hurry.
yeah.
right?
No,
Little
that's what you guys are
sauce.
gonna say.
Well
Wait,
played,
do you
sir.
have
Well
a
played.
pager?
Hey,
Do you have an
Willie.
actual pager? Someone's like,
That was Jamie paging
911,
me.
gotta
Hey, tell him
go.
you gotta go. Tell him you gotta go.
Hey,
It's just-
sometimes you
it's
get paged for good
911 is the
reasons,
code.
though,
That means
Sonny.
it's important. It's
Oh, that was a battery charger. I gotta get to work. But
You have to
okay,
go to
guys,
work?
thank you for having me.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I gotta. It's work
He
for
has
my
my
brain,
lab to
so
go to.
It makes me work.
Blessings.
Bye, Sonny.
Thank you guys.
Blessings,
It was good
Sonny.
see
You
all
go to
you
bed.
guys. Good night, everyone. Jess,
night, homie.
Enzo,
See you later,
Lisa,
Sonny.
Spooky, Trippy
Bye,
Taz,
buddy.
Josh. I love
Hope
that
you find
name.
your dad.
We'll
All
see you
right,
tomorrow.
Chad. I'll talk to you
Hope you
guys.
find your dad.
Good night.
Later, buddy. Bye,
You guys are having way too fun tonight. Like, what were you guys even doing before you joined the stream?
Oh, we were doing a paranormal chop shop show for about
live.
3 hours.
Like
and
you,
then-
you're like one by one, like tripled over here. Like, hey.
Yeah, we found out you
We
guys
get
were
ready to do that after. We always hang out at night, anyways, even if we're not live. And we're getting ready to do that. We're like, oh, they're still live. There's probably a room. We could all go over there.
Yeah.
See?
Hell
Nice.
yeah, there's
What
always
is the
room.
limit? Is it 10?
10.
For here? Oh, for StreamYard?
Yeah.
It should be 50 if you ask
Which,
me.
to be fair, though,
That would
10's
be-
probably...
That's almost too much.
When people have good mic presence and like are good conversationalists, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Because you can have
Yeah.
2 people with not good mic presence, and it's not going to be good anyways.
Would they just interrupt you in the middle of what you're saying?
Yeah.
We get that a lot,
It
actually.
happens. It happens. I can't say
Yeah.
anything. I've definitely been there. I'm terrible at interrupting people, so I can't say
yeah,
anything.
A lot of people
guilty.
don't realize
I do it
that there
sometimes.
is that 1 or 2 second delay between when
Yeah.
you speak and when I hear it. And there's that pause. You go to say something, and there's that odd pause where everybody feels like, oh, there's dead air. I need to say something. And then everybody's
Yeah, but
walking
it's
all
not.
over each other.
Yeah.
This is so random, but can you make Jess's screen big, please, for just a second? I want to make an
Why?
observation.
No.
Not
Okay,
on your,
fine.
not on you, but if your picture. Wait, no, Bree doesn't know
There
how to
goes
do
Big
this
Willie.
stuff. Oh,
Wait.
jeez, Jamie's gone. Bree can't.
My
She's
face.
gonna shut the whole show down. Watch what happens here.
Oh,
See,
I'll find her.
Oh, there.
Come on. Wait. Stop.
You have to put her in your position.
Here we go. Yep,
are we
we're
doing?
getting there.
Grab her and move her over.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Grab her.
Bree the goat.
Do you
4K
guys
and
not
in
know
color.
that I'm
That's-
fucking battling Rona while doing this? Like,
That's
I know.
Jesus.
I know. You're
She's some-
fighting the coronavirus.
And Mercury's probably in
Move her
retrograde.
over.
It is a
so-
retrograde, right? I swear it's
Yeah.
probably in retrograde right now.
Fuck.
Bree, if you move her over to your position,
You can
Just
switch.
relax. I'll
Click and
figure it
drag.
out.
It's 3 over from the bottom. 3 over from the bottom, from the right. Click that, and then you can. There you go. Then drag and drop.
just drag and drop her over into your screen.
Drop it like it's hot.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Like on the actual screen, on the actual video feed.
No, we can't do it like
Grab it.
that.
No.
Jamie,
Oh,
we
no, it's-
need you.
no.
Oh my God.
Jamie.
You've lost
You
control.
can't do it. It's okay.
I can do anything.
Okay.
Coughing through the phone. Coughing through the phone.
It doesn't matter. My point was kind of irrelevant, anyways. It just had to do with your
It's
picture.
not. Now I'm dying.
Yes,
Now,
I wanna
I need
see
to
your
know.
own.
This.
want to
Are
do
you
that.
talking about this?
Yeah.
Hold on.
But
Hold
no,
on.
wait.
So,
you,
wait.
You have to
I
put
so
it
I
back
put
the way
it
it
on
was.
me, and then
Oh,
I drag
okay.
and drop her.
you could try that too. That would work.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Or Bree,
a
or
learning-
Bree. On the bottom where all of them are lined up, at the top left of our little screens, there's like another little window
Says
that you
make
can
full
click,
screen?
and it makes.
Mm.
There you go.
Oh.
Thank you,
Yeah.
chat,
No
for
problem.
actually being helpful.
First of all, it's a Rick and
I'm
Morty
like,
shirt.
you fuckers.
This is a Rick and Morty poster.
Fuck all
We
you
got-
guys.
I'm Rick and Morty tonight.
Well, that was what was throwing me off. Is that I don't know why. It makes no sense that I was going to bring it up now. It's okay.
Well, it's
Bree ruined the moment.
Look, no, it's Morty. It's I
Oh.
want to believe, but it's Rick, and then he's abducting Morty.
I ruined
That's
your
Is that a
moment.
ripped cow up there? And that's a Ninja Turtle in a spacesuit.
That is a Ninja Turtle in front of a Mothman.
Whoa.
See the eyes.
Is that
It's
Tower of
something
Terror
with a-
hat? Is that a Tower of
That
Terror
is a
hat?
Tower of Terror hat.
Fuck
S-
yeah.
Sunny,
Oh,
OG Tower of Terror.
I
Sunny in
bought
the
that
chat says, "I'm
before they
laughing so hard
closed
right
it.
now."
Yep.
right now.
I think it's worth like $89 right now on eBay.
Well, now I don't know how to get you guys back.
You
Oh, just click the same
full
thing.
screen.
I'm
you go.
just fuck you
Wait,
guys.
go back right there,
What
Bree.
are
Where
you
you were
at,
at,
dude?
that was
What?
perfect. That's how you switch people in and out when you want them full screen. You can just
Okay, now
literally
make
drag
Big,
them.
Make Big Willie big screen.
Like
see
that?
if you could do it.
What is your cat licking, Bree? I'm just curious.
Oh, he eats my flowers.
I thought he,
Longest
thought he
flowers
was
I've
licking
ever
the
had in my
salt lamp.
life.
Flowers,
No.
is it?
He eats the roses. Stinky, you're such an ass.
Hey,
What's up, Spooky? I love your light, man.
real talk about
Oh,
it.
thanks, man.
That light is great.
Thank you. I just got it tonight.
So
I-
cool.
Very nice.
I know about wacky lights.
Yeah,
Hey,
you have
can I
nice
just-
lights too.
Clear some fresh air because I feel it. Why do you guys fucking hate me? Like,
What?
what is it about me that is not as good as Jamie?
Oh,
That's
you've
talking
been waiting.
about.
That's
You've
the
been
Rona
waiting.
talking.
That's
the
the
Rona.
It's
Rona.
actually not. It's actually not. It's fine.
There's no way.
Love you.
Bree, no one has ever looked so good on Rona.
What is this?
Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Serious, bro.
Hard fact.
I love you, Bree. What are you talking about?
I think she was a little salty because like one of the first times I came in, I think the first 2 times actually, I missed Jamie and I was like, I just mentioned it every
Yeah.
time. I was like,
No,
so
yeah.
Jamie's
you're
not
like,
here?
Where's Jamie? So yeah,
And she
so
was
Ness
like,
is third time is a fucking charm. That's all that matters. 3 times, and I'm just like, no, there's something else going on here. God
no, we just
Hey,
know
Bree,
that Jamie can put up the Sasquatch for us when we need. Could you
You
do that right now?
know,
Could you?
Bree, I've got a
She's
question.
like, damn it, I can do
I
it.
want you to
Watch.
put up
Please
something
ask
else.
me anything you want.
Can
you
put
don't,
up the
but not
goat-
anything but the
the goat
Sasquatch.
that I
What,
want to
Josh?
see the goat that does the thing with its tongue and the yelling.
It's like,
and shit.
bleh.
I don't know.
That's my
Yes, I wanted you to do it, not me, but yeah, exactly that.
if
It
it's
made
in
my
here,
day
I
the
can
other
get
day.
it.
I saw it.
It's right here.
Seriously, because that's my oh, it's
Yeah.
on in
Bree
here.
cheeks.
You guys have seen this or not?
It's on in here.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
She says.
She only put in the fucking
Willie.
Jerry the Waterbury, that dumb fuck. No one gives
Oh
a
my
shit.
Like Jerry the water.
Nothing wrong with Jerry the Waterbury.
Jerry is
Jerry.
boring. Jerry is
He's
boring.
see-through, which is
Yep.
pretty impressive.
Pretty
Yeah.
That's right.
awesome.
Those secrets with
How do we
Yeah,
judge
yeah.
his consciousness level? How
What's
how
their-
dare you cast such disparaging comments upon his existence in this
What's
reality?
their lifespan?
True.
What's the lifespan of one of those guys? Is
Forever.
that
I
tardigrade,
don't know
right?
if they're still alive. I don't know.
The tardigrades?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they die.
Bree,
Hey,
was it
look.
on your channel where y'all were saying like, what if we are like what the water bears are to us? Like, what if that's what we are to the aliens?
Water.
But there's got okay. I went down that route for a little bit. I really did. I was like, you know what, humans suck, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like,
like that,
but
Fuck them.
you only investigate things that suck for so long, right? And then
Yeah,
they
because
suck and they're boring.
they suck. Yeah.
But if you keep coming back for millennia, there's something
reason.
about us.
Yeah.
Remember when Joe and Ben used to joke? They're like, I think we're like the space cowboys, and we're like, we don't know. Like we're like it's like the Wild West. Like we don't know our potential
Yeah.
yet, and there's something about us as a species
I like that.
it's unique,
Yeah.
but
There
we also
is.
kind of suck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Either that or
Cowboy
we're the
people.
cattle. That's the problem with that.
Right.
No, I don't want to be
Listen.
the cattle. No.
I'd
No, I mean, yeah. I mean,
listen to that.
sorry. Go ahead. What I was originally thinking whenever she made that comment yesterday, or whoever did, is like, what if these UFOs are actually like some kind of like quantum,
Oh,
nanotech
Jesus.
type shit, and like they just use this crap to like go down dimensions or some shit, and that's how they pop into this reality. They're really looking at us from some higher dimension. I'm just theorizing here, you know, but
I love that video, Enzo. That was nice. that
See,
goat.
The Bree, the link that's in the private chat. That's how we really feel about you.
What is it?
We all
She's up
appreciate
there.
it.
She's on it.
Hold on. I'll share it in 2 seconds. Don't you worry.
Oh, that's
We
loud.
got faith. We got faith in you.
Do it.
I'm not super stupid, but
Freaking
I
do this. You can do it.
am. Oh, Jamie's here.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, thank God.
Is she?
Oh,
No?
no? Okay.
No.
I'm just kidding, Bree. Settle down. I love you so much.
Man.
It's okay. It's
Trying to bump her up.
okay.
Nice.
You're okay.
Listen,
You
Our
ruined
names are
it.
gone.
I just want you guys to know that
I
I just Amazon Prime.
Screen.
What did you order?
Amazon Prime. I just ordered a whole stack of razors, super sharp,
Uh-oh.
4.
for this occasion.
Uh-oh.
I hope that they deliver tonight.
We'd be alarmed.
You guys are the worst.
Wrench me.
I can't joke the bad jokes.
Yeah, we're the worst with the bad jokes.
Too
That's
dark
us.
for the
We're
crowd.
awful at
Too
it.
dark. Too dark for the crowd. If you
Oh my
forget it.
God.
That
I
was
j-
pretty dark. If
What is happening?
That was way
Really?
too dark. I think we're like.
It was really funny, Bree.
activate silence?
She's gonna give you pop brownies with razors in
She's
it.
putting all my things in here. Thank you.
Oh, it's Jamie doing it. Jamie, please, for
Oh,
the love of
I was
God.
wondering.
We've
Blue
been
dirty
hacked.
wolf.
They're
Can't
really good.
share.
Are you? Oh my God, Brie, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Give me go.
Are we live right now? Are we all live?
Oh yeah,
There
it's
you go.
live. Matter of fact, viewership is going up right now, so
Is it
things
really?
are looking
It's
up.
shocking.
That's good.
My name is
It's
Jamie,
fine.
and Bree has me in her basement.
Let's go to Big Willie with the channel analytics.
Yeah.
Well,
how we doing
then,
over there,
You
buddy?
guys,
have a show in
you
that
guys are
essence.
so fucking stale like saltines right now.
Oh.
You're my mention of the razors coming, and you guys are like,
I mean, I didn't know where you were going with it. I was mainly
You know.
confused because we asked you to share a video, and then I was like, "This chick's over here on Amazon acting like she's trying to share the video while she's just ordering and shopping."
Sorry,
and we're all
trying to
waiting.
self-delete. Thank you.
Oh my god,
no.
Danko doesn't seem that excited about Wrench Me though. Well, he's not that excited. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, he's low key. He says, "Wrench me." That's my. So okay, when I made this, the left me is the low key me that says "wrench me." The right is the real personality that's like "wrench me or die."
Thanks, Jamie.
It's saying low
Okay,
key,
hang
like
on.
low
So-
Let's
key
go
or
through
like
this
low
again
key
from the
to
top.
trickster.
So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Wrench me,
So
wrench me or die. Or no,
two
it's like wrench me
fingers.
and then like party,
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Party goat.
which is the same thing.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That.
I thought it was hilarious that someone would Amazon Prime their death instrument. What a world. That's
No, that it took me a minute. I was like, what?
black magic.
I forget that not everyone has a dark sense of humor.
Yeah, it just took me a second to like switch over to it. I was like,
Oh, you know
wait,
what? I'm just now getting it, and yeah, that was
I-
dark.
I hope
I'm
that
good.
Really, 2 days later.
I
See,
really am just now getting it. Sorry.
Keats know what he's like. Scorpios.
bolt up.
Jeez.
You got to go
That's
real
the
dark.
That's
Go
fucking
dark and then
hilarious,
dude.
darker.
Thank you, Keats. It is Scorpios for the win. That's my humor. Jamie always gets it. Not everybody does. It's dark. It's die and laugh at the same time.
Hey. Actually, I'll save that for when I come up for my butt stuff for the I'll do that then.
Oh, jeez.
For your
I'll
next
save it.
butt. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we're at least working chat in, so at least you know next time to come up. I might be like, hey, what's that rope for?
Oh my.
What's happening?
If anybody wants to take out a life insurance policy on me, I'll just.
Yeah, right.
You can go ahead and do that right now.
$2 million. Yes.
Approved.
And for the change.
What movie was
Enzo.
that?
Sign that.
There you go.
What movie was that? And they were like, crap, was it one of the Austin Power movies where they didn't know how much to ask for? Like they were going to put in the ransom and they're like, oh, yeah, is it?
$1 million.
Billion.
Josh. They're like $1 million.
$1 million.
It's like a
Oh,
rounding
shit, I
error
might have
nowadays.
I've literally
Oh,
only ever
man.
seen one of those movies all the way through. Dang it, Chad. I still
What?
never watched the Blues Brothers. Dang it.
That's it. Clear your schedule after the show.
No more. You need to log off right now and watch it.
I get yelled at so much for not watching movies.
Beams.
Shooting laser beams out of their
Oh my God.
freaking heads.
Under their freaking heads, yes.
Don't blink, Josh.
He's
Don't
my
blink.
favorite.
What am I missing?
You're missing videos. They're just
My
1 second
favorite
away.
picture I've
already
ever
got
added to the stream.
Soaked on my macaroni.
Hello?
Hey,
What is going
hey,
on there?
Let's do it right now, guys. Starting right now.
What?
No laugh challenge. Bree,
Okay.
hit us with something.
Hit it hard.
Jess,
You
get
guys
your
aren't
face
gonna
out from
get it.
behind that mic. Don't you dare hide behind that pop filter
Jess
while
is
we're
bad
doing
about
this.
hiding back there.
I'm
No
going to win this
smiling or
one right
laughing.
here.
I'm good. I'm
I
good.
hate him
There
so
you go.
much. I hate that thing. I don't
Chad,
really
that
see
was
why
way
people
too
like
close.
him, to be honest.
Sorry.
Jerry's great.
The water bear?
Why?
I love it, man.
I don't really
See?
get it.
Uh,
Real life story.
What is that? It's like
That's what happens if you talk shit. That's what I do.
We're still doing the no laugh challenge.
I don't see razor blades in there.
Still doing the no laugh. There's no laughing here.
Oh,
So
God,
I'm free to try to make you guys laugh.
Strictly business.
Show you
I'm
my
gonna
third
make
nipple.
something right now. Thank you for saying that.
Chad, I feel like we should add your back alley in here so that we can drop some of those pictures that we've accumulated over the.
Like a stone-faced staff for the challenge.
Chad, I think you should show the third nipple on your back alley.
What is this back alley thing all about?
We don't know about the Chad's back alley.
I was never invited. If anyone,
Bree, you've got to be
is
polite.
watching,
We see how you introduced.
Don't be a scrub.
If anyone's watching.
Oh, it's that way.
Jess, I seen you smile. You try.
Not smiling, it's just my face.
Oh, we can't smile.
It's
Can't even
the
smile.
No laugh or
Jess
smile
always has
challenge
a
right now.
smile on
No
her
scrub.
face. That's I just.
What's their scowl?
Yeah, don't do that again. Whatever that was.
Oh shit! Take them off the
The
chat.
question is, how dark do I want to go with this next one?
You are live on YouTube.
We're deep in the penumbra now.
It does say live.
Someone just said hi fart.
Hi fart.
I'm
Hey,
really
fart, how's it
shocked,
going?
really, that you think that I care.
Oh, burn.
Uh-oh.
Try not to smile, because that's really mean to your poor fans that are watching.
Somebody said butthole juice. Good God.
Oh, jeez. Wait, should that be a vodka?
Ew.
Butthole juice.
That's a whole
honestly,
branding
that's
thing
not
that could
even
happen
fun
right
to
there.
say.
Butthole juice.
That's being stolen
That
from
is-
Tropic Thunder. That was
Could
the
be
booty juice.
Booty juice or
Booty
something.
juice.
Don't you dare laugh about that.
Booty juice.
400 years that word has held us down. God, that was such a
Not even fun to say.
0% APR on booty juice this week. Mm-hmm.
smile.
I almost chuckled. Yeah, that's.
The bet told him
0% down, 0% APR all week long on booty juice.
So I'm gonna.
Bree, I hate you so much for making me laugh. I didn't laugh when he said it. Was just hearing her laugh that made me
That was a great
awesome.
reaction.
She
That
didn't
was a
even
great
hide it.
reaction.
Funny. I'm gonna put something
What
in
is
the
that
chat,
from?
and I'm
Is
not
that
gonna say it out loud.
I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Now it's from
How
butt
far
stuff.
are we in? Okay,
All
it's
the
fine.
way.
It's fine to show. It's with all the copyrights. We can never get in the world.
She starts asking how
I
far
want you
you
guys to.
No.
Can you guys look in the private chat?
You should know.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna say
look
it
in
out
the
loud.
private chat. Look in the private chat.
I'm not smiling.
The private
Can you guys hear that if I play it?
penis
No.
wrinkles.
Do you want me to
Not
help?
hearing it.
What is this
chat?
now?
What was that?
No, it's not just me. Actually, we've been having this trouble.
But
It's not
Bree,
just my
here's the thing.
effect.
Are you on Chrome?
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
what's your... Are you on Chrome?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. Invite...
Why is everything Chrome?
Here's...
Jesus.
You've never heard that soundbite?
I can hear
Can
it
you hear
now.
that or no?
Keep going.
Okay, thank
We
you.
could hear that. We could hear that.
We told you before about the people who voluntarily seek mental help but get locked up against their will. Well, tonight,
What?
Charlotte Hudson reveals yet another disturbing practice.
Took me in my room and they were like, bend down. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm pregnant.
16, pregnant. And she says punished with an injection because she demanded to see a doctor. That's the story of one girl.
What?
She asked we not use her name.
They put me on a chair and held my arms.
And they pulled your pants down and gave you the shot.
Yeah. Put it in my cheek.
Her story
my
begins
cheek.
at this for-profit psychiatric hospital in Garland. Her parents voluntarily admitted her, but then say the hospital wouldn't let her go.
I was supposed to be there only a night and they kept me there for 8 days.
Your parents were trying to get you out.
Yeah. Every
Psych
day.
ward.
Cut off from the outside world, held in a room upstairs. This is what was happening downstairs.
We've called to NASA doctor to call us 100 times.
A mother demanding to
NASA?
speak to a doctor. A relative recorded the whole thing.
We have made 100 phone calls and left 100 messages for the doctor to call us.
Eventually, she turns to prayer.
Please, Lord God, please open the door and allow our daughter to get out of here.
and hires an
Looks like
attorney
Booty
to help
Juice.
get her 16-year-old out. We've talked to more than a dozen children who sought help. Remember, they all walked in voluntarily, but say they were caught up in a
What's
troubled
happening right now?
system. For-profit psych hospitals accused of manufacturing reasons to keep patients and keep
Booty
billing their insurance.
juice.
In a facility like that, no one can get to you.
Booty
And that's
juice.
the scary part.
But what's even scarier is what some hospitals do to keep
Look at that.
children quiet.
Look at that booty juice in
Three
there. Oof.
little words.
It's booty juice.
The what juice?
The booty juice.
Booty juice,
House
booty juice,
sources
booty juice.
also know it as they say the injection
I didn't
actually
expect
contains
that.
strong antipsychotics.
Didn't lie.
shot is like that big, but then you was this
You gotta
big.
say it 3 times.
They put it in your butt,
Booty
then
juice.
your body fell no.
Booty,
You
booty,
can't
booty.
feel your body at all.
Oh.
We've heard several children, all from different hospitals,
Gosh, I can't
repeat
take it.
similar stories.
Were you threatened with booty juice?
Oh my god.
Because I chose to take the route of keeping my mouth shut in fear.
Is this real?
Girls who have been there for
Well, what's
weeks
happening right now?
got it.
Like somebody just gave me acid.
Just for acting out in the slightest way.
Not the booty juice.
They would joke about booty juice.
Y'all got my 6?
They would.
And then the first time you actually see them give it to someone, you're like, wow, where am I?
She was at
No,
Sundance
man.
Hospital.
Definitely
The
need your
hospital's
6
own
for that booty
protocol
juice.
says you
Got
can
my
refuse
6.
any medication offered to you.
You can refuse any medication given or offered to you, even if it's booty juice.
But on a real note, has that place been shut down?
I
'Cause
hope
that's like
so. Like they're like injecting
some
kids with
straight
like
up MK
anti-anxiety.
Ultra.
Yeah.
If not, what are their
Yeah, I'm wondering
hours?
if that was real.
That was a real news broadcast.
It looked freaking
Oh,
real.
man.
That's free. Then I can just take anybody by there and get booty.
Is it just walk in, or do you have to make an appointment?
Well, it's walk in, but you have to be escorted out.
Oh,
I don't know,
for
but
obvious
walk in,
reasons.
I
just give me
need
a
to
chair
have
to
my
get
own
off, man.
booth.
You jam your own booth.
Oh man. You need a wheelchair to leave that place.
Oh, you gotta find a wheelchair big enough. Put all that booty juice in there.
I'll meet you there.
Hey,
Look for the biggest booty Judy. That's what I'm saying.
hey, Bree, are we full? I think somebody might be backstage.
Oh.
John Music.
Are you?
I think so.
No, I think we could take two to a couple more.
Oh no. I
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Jamie?
Either way, that place needs to be
Just-
seriously
what?
investigated.
Yeah, like what the fuck were they doing to kids there, man?
Nuked for Morbid. Just don't even ask. Just,
Have you guys ever looked up the history on that? Like what the federal prisons have done to their patients over the years?
Oh yes, and it's just they would sign away their rights in order to get a shorter sentence.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, they
the shit they
experimental
did.
stuff? Yeah.
They were like dumping the chemicals on their back. I forget which one it was called. It was in New York, right? Where they were testing just to see the reactions of the chemicals on people's skin.
Is that Danamora? Was that one?
What's up,
gotcha.
Dad? What's up, John?
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
What's up, dude?
Guys,
You guys
John's
ever looked into like sorry.
Speaking of booty juice. Just
John's
kidding.
gonna bring us some uplifting messages. What do you think, John?
I'm just
What does
kidding.
that mean? Enzo, what's going on?
We were just
Nothing, man.
watching
What's up with
booty
you?
juice.
Nothing.
I can't believe that's a whole thing. I ended it because I couldn't watch anymore. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
because I had remixed feelings. On
They
the
were
face
selling
of
it on me.
If it was a movie, it's
Selling me on it.
hilarious. But that was like real life,
Real-
so
that's
also
real
like,
life, yeah, so,
oh man, not cool.
Yeah, can't believe
As
that.
soon as I heard 16, it's like, well, that eliminates half of what I was going to joke about.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying
she's
that
that
lady
young.
couldn't get her kid back. But kind
No,
of funny that they like dropped her off. The only thing I'll make fun of is they were like, she didn't want to give her name, but she's like giving a live interview with her whole face.
Yeah, like
Right.
people
Same
know who
thing.
you are,
Why
man.
am I
Like,
this
but
real?
There would have
Yeah.
been no door or boundary that would have stopped me from ripping the whole place apart to get my kid back.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
why it's fake. Like you could have obviously opened the door and grabbed
Definitely.
your child.
Sus.
Somebody
Pretty
did that
sus.
to my kid. I'll fucking fuck them all up. Fuck that.
For
I agree.
real,
Fuck
8
them all up.
days.
Fuck 'em all
Go
up
full on
and-
goat mode.
Goat mode.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be over.
Go see anything.
Activate goat mode.
I like Enzo's nuke from orbit. That should be a screen or like a YouTube.
Aliens 2 reference. You gotta love Aliens 2.
Aliens 2 is an awesome movie.
Guys, by the way, John and I are going to be hanging out in the garage next Saturday.
Nice.
So,
baby.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Very
Yeah, he's going to come hang
That's
out.
right.
I'm sorry, Friday. I keep saying Saturday.
Next Friday, right?
Yeah, it's Friday. I'm so
Next
sorry, dude.
Friday.
I keep it. It's been so long that I'm like so stuck on Saturdays. I'm doing other stuff, but yeah, Friday.
I feel like today is Saturday.
I don't
so
even know
I'm
what
like,
day it is most of the time.
Well, it is Saturday here in my world, Bree.
Yep, my
'Cause I
world
live in
too,
the
bud.
future.
Ah.
That's why every time I come in here, I'm 2 steps ahead of you because I'm literally 3 hours ahead of you.
Michigan
in the
boys
future.
over here. Oh, and we got Josh.
Hey, Big Willie. On that note, man, are you still interested in getting Seb on one of the garage?
Yeah.
or
That'd be
SLR?
cool.
So after John, the following week, Sev is booked. So I've got her booked
you
for the
already
week
got
after
her?
that. Yep.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
I'm going to talk to Chrissy Newton, and from there, I'll see who else. I haven't reached out to anybody in a while, so I'm going to go on a little
yeah,
reach
you
out
never
program.
reached out to me.
I actually,
Oh.
ma'am,
Burn.
check your. Yeah, you can, but messages don't lie. Go check your messages from back
Yeah.
in the day when I was
Check the
first starting
messages.
and nobody
Willie's got
knew.
receipts.
You know who was some of the first people? Jess was one of the first like 3 people that ever came on the
Nice.
show back in the day.
It was great.
Yep.
He's
I'll
like,
come on a new show,
I don't know if
man.
you know me, and I had totally been on a show with him like 2 days before, and I started tripping out. I went back to the show, checked the guy's face, looked at his screenshot. I was like, "No, bro, I talked to you. Like, do you remember?" Like,
So back then, I was talking to a lot of people, and so I had a very like, and not even great, but I had like a form letter essentially written up, and I
Hello, my
forgot
name is
to
Sig.
change
Last
it.
name is Willie.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you know what, Jess? Now I'm thinking about it, I think you didn't normally get on Facebook. I messaged you on Facebook. And so I'm pretty
Yes.
sure I had already sent you that message before we even like actually talked.
Okay, fine.
And then you
fine,
finally
fine.
noticed it.
You're
Is what I
fine.
think happened. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Because then you were like, we've talked, right? And then I was like, no. And then
You
I went
shouldn't
back and
ask
saw it. And I was
me.
like, yes, we have.
I was
Rude.
like, "Am I tripping?" I swear to God, how many dudes have a big red beard like that? I was like, there can't be like a whole bunch of them
There's so many guys with red beards.
that are
My-
emailing me about UFO stuff.
Okay, maybe not that many, but
Yeah, kind of have a point there.
You didn't ask me to come on your show. That's fucked up, man.
No, he said he did. You got to check your emails.
I definitely I had and
Maybe
Jamie,
we'll
I
know.
believe, handles your guys' Twitter stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And to be fair, like you guys vibe hard with Ben and Joe, and you guys have been on a couple times. I was like, oh, they're not gonna want to come and hang out with mine. I'm not as fun as Ben and
Why?
Joe. Ben and Joe are so much fun, and then like you come to my show, and it's definitely different. It's a different vibe. You know what I mean?
You're a different person.
No, I don't. No.
Like I'd love to have fun that way. I just don't. I don't know.
I had
I
fun.
think
You're
you
not
could
fun.
have. You could have that fun. I think you could.
When I have like somebody to coerce, like somebody like another person there with me,
Because like your weekend show with Gemma is amazing.
We do
the
have a
back
good
and forth.
time.
Yeah, Gemma's awesome, man. Gemma's
The
awesome.
way that I look at it is that like I'm a great time. So
Yep.
anyone I talk to, it's fun.
Exactly.
So Bree, you
Yep.
said you're just sick tonight, right? No drinking. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No,
Asshole.
look at look at your mic. Look at it. That is the
I'm
same
dying.
2 girls, 1 girl, 2 bottles of prosecco look that we were
Oh.
getting. Where you literally fell asleep for half a second on your mic. That was
You
awesome.
fell asleep on the mics. Nice.
And you and I were there, Will.
We were there, and we were like, "Hey, Bree, wake up! You're still alive."
You fuckers. You fuckers.
To be fair, I was leaned over like this myself.
We were
so I
all
can't
leading.
say
It was like
much, but
5 hours long.
You know
We were hard
what?
that
At least
night.
I did it, and I did it well, and I have
You
no
certainly
no
did.
regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No
Oh, it's
regrets.
regrets. Yeah.
I feel like I set the bar really high for people that want to drink and stream.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I did that. I fucking did that for 2 hours, and you know what? If someone would have thrown another 100 at me, I'd be like, "All right, next bottle."
2 more
I
hours.
set the bar for brownies on that.
Wait, that
No, the problem was that I fucking hit the hash pen. If I would have never hit the hash pen, I would have been fine. but I hit the hash pin way too hard, which is when Willie was like, have you ever hit that before?
You died.
Like,
You
I hit
died.
it way too
You
hard.
fell out of your chair. You pulled the microphone down with you.
Oh,
it was a
I,
she did it.
I did not. It doesn't go
God.
far. It's stationary. No, it was. I thought it was dying, so I was like really hitting it for my life. And then when it hit the brain, I was like,
Hey,
Cassie says 2 girls, 1 mic.
I'm having a major brain fart. Can someone please read the words pragmatic? I'm reading. What was the last?
Pragmatic?
Yeah, what's the last thing that they said there about red beer? I'm having an issue with the word
pragmatic.
euphemism. No,
you're supposed to pronounce it pragmagic.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what they actually wrote, and I'm having an issue reading this word. I can hear it in my head. I just can't enunciate it. What was it?
Euphemism?
Thank you. I literally
I've
could
been
hear it in my
drinking, I
head.
just
I
wanted
just
you to
couldn't
know
say
that.
it out loud.
Couldn't get it out.
I was
I
like,
admitted
guys,
it.
We need the professional
didn't hear
broadcast
me.
yourself for that one.
A euphemism.
Willie, I admitted that I've also been drinking.
Oh.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Who in here besides me has not been drinking or smoking at all?
Not me. I got raspberry tea tonight.
Oh, see?
I think everybody in here is medicated.
Super sober. Super sober.
Hey, Big Willie, not to change the subject, was Seb going to be on the garage or SR?
On the garage. Yep. I think that they want to maybe make an avenue for us to start having guests that way, but I don't know. They're still figuring stuff out. I guess it's still like it's a moving dancing party over there. So eventually, maybe have a guest on that would be fun. But for this time, at least, yeah, it would be in the garage. So, but Seb was awesome. She did great with you guys, and then obviously you guys had Preston down and out right afterwards.
Did any of y'all see Preston's face whenever we surprised him with Seb? I know.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky did.
I went back and watched.
He looked like a kid on
Yeah.
Christmas morning, man.
I love Preston. He's always so positive.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Preston was awesome.
Yeah.
I think he's got the hots for Seb. She's not a bad looking
Hello,
lady.
love.
What's up, Brassel?
What's up, Brassel?
What's up,
everybody?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Pleasure meeting you, lad.
Look at how they put the two flat Earth dabblers.
Oh, there's flat earthers in here?
Dabblers unite.
Yeah, but their screens are not. Their screen vertical. Yeah.
Listen, I love people and I love thought, but I might have to kick you off the globe if you don't think it's a globe.
You might have to start looking into it a little more.
So Buzzoff is Hollow Earth out the theory if you're a flat earther? I want to know.
No, I'm
Well,
a
here's my
strong
thing.
subscriber to Inner Earth.
Let me tell you, I did an episode actually a long time ago, and we ended up
Brassel
naming
goes
it
hard.
Inquiries for Flat Earth Legitimacy because we
Yeah,
went
yeah.
into the episode trying to pretend like we were flat earthers and there wasn't enough proof. So then at the end of the episode, we named it Inquiries for Flat Earth Legitimacy because there was absolutely no substantial fact to say that we don't live on a globe.
I mean, y'all want us to believe you're getting anal probed by fucking aliens, but you know,
No
the shape of the
one's
Earth
saying
is-
that.
Oh,
No one's saying that.
Shape of the Earth is a little too much. I don't know. Just weird.
Nobody on this panel has ever said any shit like that about that.
Pretty far jump, my friend.
No one ever
Yeah.
wants to be probed in the butt. Like,
Well,
no one
there's
has ever said
nothing
that.
wrong with that. I'm just saying one thing's seemingly too far fetched, but the other isn't. In my mind, they're all kind of in the same realm. But that's I don't know.
Just keep it simple. Don't get caught up in because I'll admit the flat Earth stuff. Just like guys, in relation to ufology as a whole, there's a multitude of spectrums and points of views that you could go down. Right. So try to keep it simple with whatever. If you're going to legitimately look into flat Earth, use
I
the
did, and I
math.
tried, and there's nothing there. I'm sorry.
Try one more time and just
There's
use
nothing there. Tell me one thing that you think is legitimate out of everything. Tell me one thing that you
boy,
feel
here we
like
go.
is fact.
Hang
I
on,
have
everybody.
two. I have
Tell
two,
me, hit me,
because they
hit me
go- they-
twice. Hit me twice.
they
Hit me with the
correlate. Base it off the math
take-
that they
I'm
give, so
taking
the
the
curvature
COVID
of
hit.
the Earth.
I'll take all the other hits. The chest.
Oh my god.
It's not like flat Earth math. This is the curvature of the Earth math that we're given, which I believe is every, 8
Don't bring it up.
inches,
Chad.
6 inches
Hold
every
on a
8
second.
miles, 3 miles,
Is
whatever
Josh
it is.
trying to show me that?
The map?
Josh?
Yeah.
Josh, are you a fucking flat earther?
No, he was giving us a hard time about it before.
Okay, am I allowed is it okay if I take a dab right now?
To anything.
Is that all right?
So?
I'm open-minded.
I mean, it's
She's
not even-
live, so that's up to you.
You guys can do
I will
whatever
say
you
I'm
want.
more
I
along
love
the
you
lines
all.
of
You do what you
Paulo.
want. It's a freedom channel.
The Freedom Channel.
And
But
the
the dab-
Ultimate America channel.
I won't be too visible though.
The main thing I would say to look into, and I think this also ties into if you subscribe to the idea of inner Earth.
Yes.
Because inner Earth and hollow Earth are two separate things that should be looked at and addressed from the start.
Okay.
Listen, right now, if you want to look up over, and I believe it's in, I don't know if it's North or South Korea. I believe it's South Korea. There's an entire ecosystem inside of a cave system. I believe it's 2.5 miles down. And you could fit the entire lower Manhattan inside of this thing. And there are living trees, like everything's in there. And you could fit skyscrapers, everything. But my point being, go back to the Antarctic Treaty. Just look into it. And you look that up, and you try to independently, separate from a science team expedition to Antarctica, you cannot do it.
Can't do
It's
it.
impossible.
You get shot.
What does that have to do with hold on.
Because that's where the ice wall is.
How secretive
Wait.
the Antarctic is.
Wait,
So-
why can't we believe in a hollow earth or an inner earth, but also realize that we're also living on a globe?
I'm
say
saying
you
you could
do
be.
or don't
I'm
believe in
saying
hollow
I
earth?
don't believe either. I don't know is what my personal stance is that we don't really know, because who are you relying on for the facts? Who told you the Earth was round?
Have you ever?
Who's the
told you it was
one
flat.
source that provides all this information? How do we
My
independently?
brain do astral projection. Hello, we just literally did an episode on astral projection. That was the whole
I do
basis
want to
of
ask. I want
live
to ask this
after.
about, as far as our flat Earth thing goes. How do you get past the shadow on the moon, the circular shadow?
Fucking
on the
shitting
moon?
me right now?
She's so salty about this.
I'm so fucking.
I have a question
No, I'm
just
not.
because I don't
I'm
know
not.
the answer to it. How, like on a flat Earth, if you fly west or east, aren't you supposed to hit a ice wall? Because aren't there 4 ice walls?
You can fly west or east and infinitely.
Or
What do you
my
mean?
favorite thing is the cats. It's like flat earthers do not have cats because they love to fucking knock shit off of everything. So like,
How
they
could
would
you fly?
eventually fucking knock shit
How
off
could you
the end of
fly
the
east
world,
or
right?
west infinitely on
Okay.
a
Wait a
flat
minute.
plane?
Always
Big Willie.
specify.
Big Willie.
I'm not
Yeah.
entertaining.
Hold on. So you're saying basically, in order to believe that it's not you're saying that every single picture from every space.
Are you a flat earther,
craft
John?
and every what?
NASA
She's
does say all
attacking
that.
anyone that she thinks could be a flat earther.
Okay.
Everyone's
Okay,
afraid
well,
to say anything now.
I'm asking Big Willie. So
I'm just
every single picture
curious.
we've got from satellites and from
I'm
military
just
craft
curious.
and
I'm not
NASA and
attacking.
cosmonaut craft. No, I know that. I know. Are you
Listen,
kidding me?
I'm a goat. I say things because it's goat nature.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I
I know.
ask.
I have to bite my tongue a million times a day, otherwise I'd say way too much on the internet. But what you're saying
do wanna
every
ask
picture
you-
we've gotten so far of the Earth being round is fake. Every one of them.
I don't know about that. I will say that NASA sent, if you look at the original photo from, I believe, Apollo 11, which was one of the original ones in the late 70s when they sent that back.
60s.
Was it late 60s, 70s, somewhere in there? Whatever one that they had that they sent back is the only verifiable they will actually admit and put the stamp of approval on to say that this is an actual photograph. The rest they call images for a reason because they create them. And they've said we make these images because this is what we believe that the Earth should look more like. That
No,
is not me.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they're on the space station, the Russians and the Americans, the Chinese.
Oh, the international.
They keep showing the Earth looking round like millions of times. So you think every one of them has purposely been set up to deceive us?
Well, when it comes to NASA, I think that the foundation of NASA is in question, yeah. And I think that the idea that we are reliant, unfortunately, on one source of information. They are the only ones that provide this. It's very hard
What
to
about the
independently.
The
I
Russians
feel
don't.
that. I respect.
I'm just saying,
respect
NASA as a whole is it's doesn't matter which country. It's just the idea that look at even like Elon Musk has now been roped into having to work with NASA to be able to go to Mars.
True.
Why is it that anybody's ever
Been undercover for this long. Why couldn't they keep anything else undercover for just as long?
I think
I
Elon
mean, the
actually
Russian,
came out
I'm
to say
talking
he.
about the Russian cosmonauts and the Chinese astronauts. They've all released pictures showing the Earth is round, so have satellites. So you're saying every single one of them has tried to deceive
Right.
us.
They'd all have to be on the same page.
They all have to
I'm looking
coordinate. They do
monitor
not like each
everything.
other at all.
right? No, again,
Where
and
is my Amazon package?
I've said this before, and Enzo. That's a great picture, by the way. It is a beautiful picture. Listen,
Is that the
first
one
of
you were
all,
talking about?
no, not that one. That's the moon picture.
Rising Earth.
I grew up obsessed with space, loving space. Then never even heard the idea that the Earth could be flat, right? And then you bring up. Let's talk about the International Space Station, for instance. I don't know the exact dimensions of it off the top of my head, but I don't think it's much bigger than a football field. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the size of a Boeing 747, correct? Give or take.
For what?
The International Space Station.
I
think it's the size of a Boeing 747, give or take.
About probably, yeah.
And how far out from Earth is the International Space Station?
There's a curve.
You're gonna be in the like 300-mile range, I think.
Right. And what is the dissipation of the human eye at a distance when you put something out there?
On Earth or
from Earth or space, doesn't matter. Or even using a telescope. There's a dissipation rate, meaning that like if you took a basketball, bright orange basketball, you can see it for quite a ways, but if you walked like a mile away and that person held it, you might be able to see the person or tell there's a person there, but you wouldn't actually be able to see that.
I get that. It's your perspective.
You lose the resolution. Sure.
What I'm trying to say is...
No, it's your perspective of where you're looking at it, where obviously if you're closer, it looks more flat. The more that you...
Right. But if you
separate
guys
the
walked
distance,
out
you can see the curve.
with your
I get
naked
it.
eye and seen the International Space Station fly by, right?
Yes.
You did, correct. So is it the distance they're telling you that it's out there? You think you can really see that with your naked eye?
Yes.
At that distance?
Yes.
Well, how do you
Even with the
explain shadow on the
dissipation.
moon?
It's really not that far away.
It's only a couple miles up, right?
How do you explain the circular shadow on the moon, though? Since that's the
Do
shadow. of the
flat
Earth.
earthers
That's-
believe in aliens?
Yeah, they do.
They do. Where do they? Okay.
They believe, and again, I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. I like to question everything, okay? So I will argue whichever
sure do
side
like to
doesn't have
question
it.
it a
Nobody's here is
lot.
defending them, so I'm going to stand for them a little bit.
Birds are fake.
Like you're defending them and
I'm
time and
open-minded
they
to
kick your
everything.
big
You're
willy ass
you're
around the
upsetting
world.
Bree, Willie.
Here's my stance on this.
Yeah, I mean, she's already hurting, dude.
I enjoy people. What I have found is that
understand,
flat
but
Earth people.
I don't. It's
There's a misconception, just like
Did you
there's
see
a
the chat? Did you see the chat? Somebody, Michael said
Michael
he's
says,
seen
yeah.
the experimental equipment on the space station with the camera they're testing, and he confirmed that the Earth is definitely round. So you think? I mean, he might be lying too.
Yeah, I mean,
Michael's an engineer and he's
we
a
gotta
very
respect
smart individual.
everybody's opinions, though.
Again, I'm not saying you're wrong, but guys,
believe in
when we're
the
talking
Earth.
about a camera,
No, we
okay,
can respect people talking about it, but we don't have to agree.
right?
No,
and-
listen, I will respect
The only thing that should
person.
never be allowed on these chats, the only thing is personal attacks. That's the only thing that
Yeah.
should never, ever be allowed.
I
Personal insults and personal
respect.
attacks.
I respect a person, but I do not respect their belief. There you go.
I love that site.
I understand where your individual eye parallax. You're talking about your focal range and stuff like that.
Thank
with,
you.
With that, drop the link in the chat that everybody can see where they can track this International Space Station itself whenever it happens to pass over wherever they live. And when you see it going over, it's just going to look like a point. If you have a set of binoculars or even a relatively small telescope, you can see
fucking
the individual panels and things, solar panels and things like that.
We're not in
So, Bree, here's
someone's
the-
snow globe
here's
sitting
the
on
deal.
someone's fucking table or someone's office.
To put it out that this you are a perfect example of the reason why I will entertain some,
No,
not all,
no.
some of the
Listen,
flat earthers.
no.
Because there's a misconception of their actual, because you have not probably sat down with a real flat earther for 3 hours and conversated with them to truly let them express their total thought process.
That's gonna be our next episode we release. We've
I'll
done
hook
a
you
flat
up with
Earth
him. If
episode.
you want,
We'll
I'll
do it
see if
next.
he'll come on with you. Jess, he's
The
supposed to
way
go
I'm
with you
saying-
anyways.
I know he's been trying. He's
Mr.
been
David Weiss.
trying.
If you're gonna look up a flat earther, I'd look him up.
Jess.
But-
That's
Yeah.
a mistake. That's
What
a
are they?
mistake.
You've had other flat
Not
earthers on
everyone
before,
deserves
right,
a
Jess?
voice. I'm sorry.
I've never had a flat earther, but I have a friend who's like into like researching it.
What's their no BS evidence that
There's just
Night,
like
Michael.
all these different things that they say, and I can't remember anything off the top of my head right now because I go, okay.
You throw everything out the door. That's what I don't understand. How do they believe in aliens, ghosts, all of that?
So here's the deal.
it
You're
that
not.
we're
How
a
did you make
flat-
that presumption, though, Bree? That's a
Is it-
massive presumption you just went to
But
based
it's
on
not
what
because-
evidence?
Okay, it's because there's a split decision. It's either that we're like in God's snow globe, right? Or it's like it has this weird like funnel thing that's the Earth, and then everything is flat, and then everything else is flat, right? It makes no sense whatsoever.
They actually
How does
believe that they're in a
rotate
lake. It
space?
sounds even more ridiculous. I'll admit, on face value.
Okay, so wait, so can you explain that, Willie? Because I don't.
They
Don't
truly.
they believe that space is like a liquid as well? Sorry to cut you off. But
Which,
I do have
if you
friends
look
that's
at the
flat
Russian
earthers,
transcripts for when they first orbited the Earth, what did they see? They got removed.
A whale?
The giant floating squid-like
angels.
creatures that they
What?
seen, they called them
No,
angels. They were
fill me
60 to
in.
80 feet.
Oh, the
Just
Russian
saying.
cosmonauts?
Essentially, yeah, but these things were huge.
I thought they were angels. Yeah,
I
thought they
mean,
were
I
like
think
some
that was the
kind of
terminology was used, but
celestial angels or something that had wings. That's what I remember hearing once. I could be wrong.
I seem to remember golden color, and they did appear to have like
wings, but more like a
Yeah.
stingray
structures
kind of
on it.
look.
Yeah,
And then
And they
like
were
a
like-
mist come inside of the actual shuttle that they were in or something.
I don't remember
some
that
type
part.
of, Like,
So now Americans are believing Russians? I'm confused.
I think
on,
that the
on some of the early
Pokemon
ships
video.
going up, which is just a tin can with them in a
Mm-hmm.
basically a Velcro suit that
Yeah,
could they
look
have
up
had
that
a
original
million different
thing.
things wrong with them? Yes.
So-
but it's still one of the, if you go back to experiencers and stuff like that, it's like I can't just distinct. I can't just wipe it away because it's somebody that we may have had problems with in the past and things
Exactly.
like that. So
Who created
all right,
those
it goes into
problems in the
maybe
first
category.
place, right?
Yeah,
Who
exact-
created the
think
borders
about-
that keep us all separate? Just saying. The only thing I would say is that, just like with ufology and what you've experienced and your own very personal, deep experiences you've had, if someone does not sit down and actually give you an hour or two to explain why you believe what you believe, not only is that frustrating for you, they're not even going to be able to see where they could possibly help educate you if there's something you're ignorant on, just because they don't even know your thought process. And what I've noticed between flat earthers and globers is that they don't, again, you think that they literally believe in an actual flat earth, that the water is just flowing off the side. No actual real flat earther believes that whatsoever. And no real actual flat earther believes that they have any idea what's actually going on. They just don't believe that we're on an actual spinning ball hurling through space. They don't believe that. I mean, because right now we're spinning, what, 1,200 miles an hour, correct?
Which means I just don't believe in science. So then, like, what do you believe in if everything is based upon
Everything
science?
would have to be fake.
If
Yeah.
Well,
you
no science
blow
is
out
settled.
science,
It's the
then
simulation theory shit.
what
We're
the
all
fuck?
Oh, I go
Have you guys-
simulation.
have you guys ever just
Simulation.
sat and thought about
It's
it for a
down
minute?
for simulation theory, but a lot of simulation theory is also based off of science. So you can't just be like, I believe in science in this area, but not in all the other areas.
I agree
This
with
isn't a
that.
pick
You
and
can't pick
choose
and
kind of
choose.
situation.
Simulation. Sorry.
You're in it or you're not.
That's
don't
why I keep it
understand.
simple. Based off the math that we've been given for the curvature of the Earth, you shouldn't be able to zoom in with cameras, and they say there's refraction, and that's how we're seeing. Somehow we're reflecting the light that allows you to see around the Earth. I don't know how that works. I'm not a smart enough guy to know that.
What?
Just going off what they say. If you go to the oceans, right, and they zoom in with these cameras like 100 miles out, and they can still see the boats, I don't get it. I'm not, and I recognize my own ignorance in that. But based on the math and the curvature, if someone wants to look it up, I believe it's like every mile that we lose 3 or 4 inches of curvature. So I think it's 8 miles or something like that. Maybe it's 4 inches every mile, something like that. Point being, you get 100 miles, you're like 20 to 30 feet down. You shouldn't be able to see anything that's only 10 feet off the water.
Military snipers I've talked about, when you're dealing with those 50 caliber rifles, when you're taking a shot that's very far away, you actually have to take in not just the wind, but the curvature of the Earth. They've said that many times.
And the rotation of the Earth as well.
So how do flat earthers explain the circle of shadow on the moon from the Earth? I mentioned it earlier. That's
I
just
don't.
something I wondered.
If you want it, like, the only guy that I found that actually will sit down and try and give answers and not just start arguing ridiculous things, even though he gets a little heated, would be David Weiss. He does a great job. He puts out a lot of videos that demonstrate stuff, and after like watching the majority of his stuff, I've come to the conclusion that I don't know that the Earth is for sure round, based on just the facts that NASA has lied so many times. If you look at what we supposedly went to the moon on the very first time, not to be like a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but like I really don't think that thing made it to the moon. At least not that. Not to say we didn't go to the moon, but like I don't know that Apollo.
The Saturn V. Or you mean like the orbital lander that was designed for zero gravity?
With Neil Armstrong and all them?
Yeah,
Right.
that thing was built. Everyone
Number
says
one.
it's like built. It looks like it's weak, but that's because it only has to withstand like what is it, 1/6? 1/6, yeah. So yeah, on Earth maybe it was.
If you really think about,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, if you guys ever, I don't know if you ever do, just sit and think about for a moment, what is space? Why are we spinning and moving so fast? Where the hell are we going? And what actually is it just an empty void of infinite nothingness? Because that's scary as fuck.
It is. It's ever expanding, right?
And the fact that we're moving that fast, we're spinning that fast, and we don't feel it. We're just sitting here in our chair right now, and we don't feel it.
That's how I feel,
That's
for
fucking
sure.
weird.
Well, most of that's gravity.
Yeah,
but how does that work?
I don't think it's all empty.
Which part? Gravity?
Yeah, because the whole like, okay, if we're spinning at like 1,100 miles an hour, right, and we're chasing we're corkscrewing through space, right? We're 1,100 miles an hour rotation. We chase the sun at, is it 66 million?
This is the Milky Way galaxy behind us. We're spinning around the center of that
At 93
as well.
million.
and even that is moving through the universe
space
as well.
And
that's why Back to the Future doesn't work. If you go back in 6 months, you're going to be on the other side. So,
Enzo, you remember they said eventually the Andromeda galaxy is going to merge with our galaxy and become a super galaxy eventually.
That was my first galaxy that I'm
Andromeda?
from, that I know of, is Andromeda.
yeah,
Wow.
that's
Take me there. I wanna
that's the
go
big
see that
one
shit. Let's
that
go.
you can see
Let's
from
bounce.
North America.
Have you guys thought about how much breakthroughs we're going to have with this James Webb telescope?
The telescope?
How many what?
Telescope. You know what I mean? Is it
It's
James
going to be
Webb?
amazing,
You know?
but with the flat earthers, it's not going to matter because they're not going to fucking believe it.
Right. That's true. They
The
don't.
only
They
thing-
don't
I'm
believe.
trying to hear
The only
everybody's
thing they
opinion,
believe in
even if I
is that
don't
cup of
agree.
noodle soup that you can put in the microwave. That's the only
Wasn't
thing.
there a video of that
cup of
new
noodle?
Webb telescope
Them and them
going
cup
into
of
outer
noodles, I
space?
tell you. That and
And
them
some
cup of
kinda
noodles.
UAP craft
But
was
is a
trying to
cup of
fund it.
noodles? Is it really a cup, though? Is it a cup?
Yeah.
Have you looked at the curvature of the cup? I don't know. It's
It is
questionable.
styrofoam. That's a different
I
product. so-
say a couple of years ago I didn't believe in
Plastic
UFOs or
does
all the
lie
other
to
stuff,
you.
so I try to hear everybody's opinions, even if I don't agree with it.
You should just look into nothing else, since you won't even care about the math. Look into just this could tie into the inner Earth as well, which is the
I know about the inner Earth. That looked into the inner Earth.
Antarctic
We did
Treaty.
a fucking flat Earth episode, and we tried to look into it. And I've come to the conclusion that if we believe in flat Earth, then we nix out a lot of other things.
I'm talking about inner Earth,
What do you
separate
guys-
from flat Earth.
Now,
What
when
do
you
you think
say
about
inner
Admiral
Earth, are you
Byrd?
talking about the classical, just the Earth is a shell and there's a hollow area with a sun in the middle?
I
and
can
the
believe
inner
that,
part
though.
is-
I could believe that. I could
I
believe
don't
that.
necessarily
Have you
go
looked
that
to a
far. I
Have
could
you looked
believe
to a
a
dolphin?
gigantic cavern system where there's a huge underground cave, maybe a
That's what I
few
was gonna
miles deep.
I subscribe to that.
I could be okay with that, but it's not like the core of the Earth. There's a mini sun and shining
black-
on the inside. Of
I
all
never
that.
realized. Is that why they wrote the song "Black Hole Sun"?
Maybe.
And they show the north. And I heard about that. They said that they thought the black hole sun was showing that it's the northern lights. You ever seen this?
Yeah, I got sad, man. I was supposed to see Chris Cornell with Soundgarden right before he died, man.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Won't
literally a couple months
I
before he died.
highly recommend checking out the Northern Lights if you can get up there. It's awesome.
Black
stuff.
hole sun.
That's probably the most belittling thing I've ever seen in my life is up in Alaska, seeing the northern lights where it's going over everything
everywhere.
So cool.
And you're like, my God, I am just an insignificant nothing with this going off over my head.
Yeah, and to be clear for those in the
just
chat,
really ever sit and think about how big the universe is, even for a second, it makes you feel infinitesimally small. You just think about how big the fucking universe is.
Even just the
And
speed
it's
of light.
humbling and it's beautiful.
Mhm.
And I feel like people that believe in flat Earth take away from that. Rest in peace, bitch.
All right, guys, how are we gonna get that 23-minute video accidentally leaked to the public? That's what I want to know. We need that high definition 4K resolution UAP non-human craft video released. How are we gonna do that?
What video are you talking about? The flat Earth video? I never saw it.
No, that really famous 23-minute video that Elizondo was kept hinting at that exists but hasn't been released to the public.
I don't believe in Lou Elizondo. He's also a part of flat Earth.
He's a what?
Yes.
And NASA invented him, so I don't believe in him.
He's real. He's a real dude.
I think he actually
I
exists.
used to have.
Bree, you're amazing.
You're funny as fuck.
I love
You
it.
are so funny.
John, what I see happening
We
is
might be like soul sisters.
Like no one even know. I love you guys because you guys like don't know if I'm joking or I'm serious, and it's such a great place.
I don't know.
To
Talk
be.
about.
I know you're joking. I know you that well already.
You wacko. John, what I see happening for 2022
Lou
is
Elizondo can fucking lick my goat horns.
he should.
Lick my goat horns.
She does have Rona, everyone.
I can't argue with
Don't
that.
touch them.
Enzo, go ahead. I'm sorry, Enzo. You were saying something.
What I see for 2022 as far as disclosure and stuff like that is the government project that they've just passed paperwork on that they're going to stand up these programs and all that. Honestly, when it was signed, by the time they're not going to do anything throughout the holidays or anything like that. They're really only looking at even starting at building any of that stuff right now. I mean, let's be honest, they're going to dick around until June to pick out the color of the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take them legitimately. It's going to take them months to come up with a program for how to track it, for a database to everybody to enter stuff into, to pick out different offices at all the different bases, all the different military. But even if we just include just DoD places around the planet, it's going to take them months and months just to designate. Okay, this office is going to redesign and include this in it, or create a whole new office just for this. There's a lot of things that need to happen, and I really don't see anything from the government side happening that we would see results from for this year, just because there's not enough time. However, we do have UAPX. We do have. Now, this is what I feel. I don't know any of this. This is just my feeling.
I talked to Gary Voorhees about it twice on 2 different videos in the video discussions about this. I'm hoping and praying that they'll have something definitive and release it to Joe Rogan's show first.
That would actually be pretty epic.
Yes.
But how I see it is UAPX and Galileo, and there's another one that I'm totally forgetting that's a little smaller project, but it's still another civilian operation out there. How I see it is they're going to come up with at least some results over the next year. You know, it may not be that smoking gun or anything like that, but they're going to have some high definition stuff. They're going to have stellar cartography style stuff. They're radar imagery. They're going to have some hard data.
Even if it's not definitive, but it brings a lot of the famous skeptics over on our side, that'll still be a big step.
Right. And how I see it playing out is from the government side, it's like, well, hey, look, we got at least 3 big organizations that are civilian organizations that are coming up with results. Hey, U.S. government that's pissing away all of our taxpayer money. What do you got? What have you been doing for the last year? And they're going to be sitting there with like taxpayer money. But just 1 second. What I see them doing is maybe pulling something out of the back closet that they've had all along. It's like, oh, well, we got this 30-minute tape or whatever it is.
Put your taxpayer money towards Planned Parenthood.
Well, they hinted that there's another high definition video of a non-human craft that's over 40 minutes. You remember that?
I would imagine there's way
47,
more than
49 minutes. But what do you guys think about what the
Yeah,
congressman from Indiana, Congressman Carson, said recently on Twitter, where the way he's describing these UAP crafts, he describes it, I mean, he almost, the way he's describing it, it can't be human in origin. He's saying they're doing things that defy our known human laws of physics. I mean, he's basically saying, hey, I cannot say it's non-human, but it's fucking non-human.
Right.
Did you guys watch that?
I read a basic outline of it, but
He
it's
saw the
not anything
classified
new.
report. He saw the whole classified report.
It's not, you know, what he said, you know, to the reporters and stuff like that wasn't anything new to us. It'll
Not
be
to
new
us, no,
others.
but for a congressperson to say that on TV, who saw the classified report, he took it farther even than Kirsten Gillibrand. He did. He took it one step farther than Gillibrand.
Hey, Enzo, I wanted to add what you were saying about the smoking gun evidence. I know a lot of people, you know, ask for that. I honestly, my personal opinion, I think there's a lot of smoking gun evidence out there.
There's a reason, Jess.
Metamaterial, like implants in particular, to me, that's like really hardcore smoking gun evidence.
And I agree. I mean, we can go as far back as like Art Bell's stuff that was just given a box of crazy stuff that when it was analyzed was exactly what you're talking about. Honestly, it's probably the same stuff that we're talking about the metamaterials that are those micron layers of magnesium and things like that we couldn't do. We still can't do today unless you're in a zero gravity environment.
Yeah, it's been said in order to produce these UAP craft, it has to be produced in orbit, not here.
Yeah, that's actually, I think, going to be the next big industry if anybody has money to invest in it.
Well, it's been said they're building a lot of stuff on the moon. Maybe they're going to produce some of these craft materials on the moon.
I think you would actually not even have to. I think the moon would even have, with 1/6 the gravity of Earth would be too much. It would have to be a station in free fall, which I say free fall, but in orbit, where you have practical 0G, because we've probably all made salad dressing from scratch. We put the oil in, we put the vinegar in, we put some other bits and barts, and if you don't shake it up and just let it sit, you've got those layers that sneeze at you.
How can you do
and
that?
It goes all over the place. But in a 0G environment, that stuff just intermixes. There's no gravity. There's nothing holding that thicker density down at the bottom, that lower density at the top. So it all mixes together.
So in order to make those materials that are down to the atomic level layered, and in order to make possibly a stable isotope of element 115, moscovium, you might need to be in orbit in order to do that, which will power that antimatter reactor that Bob Lazar was talking about. It looks like half a basketball spinning on a plate, produces its own gravity. You can't touch it, and it powers anything without getting hot, from a light bulb all the way up to a whole city. It has unlimited power.
Yeah, for as far as 0G metallurgy, there's a lot of guesswork, but there's no practical application on any of it yet.
Don't leave
I think
that, Jack.
maybe they've done some really minor tests on it, but there's a whole new field of metallurgy about where you can have stuff. You can have that memory metal that we hear about out of Roswell, where you've got these sheets that you can bang on with a sledgehammer that doesn't bend, but you can crumble it up like paper and it pops back out into its original shape.
It is kind of a huge coincidence that after the Roswell crash, the technical innovation rate of humans went from linear to exponential, like overnight. I'm wondering if Dr. Jacques Vallée's thinking fields might have really inspired and made everything happen a lot faster. Who knows?
I just pointed out not too long ago.
There's a lot of stuff happening. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say after Roswell, sorry, I didn't cut you off. After Roswell is that when we started getting computers and the internet and stuff. And I mean, I've heard other people talk about like Kevlar and God, what's it called? My mind went blank, but night vision is another one I've heard. That like
fiber optics too. Fiber optics and computer chips. It's been said that there were some crashes, not just in the 1933 Italian incident that was confiscated by the Nazis, that Mussolini gave it to the Nazis, but also even in the 1920s across Poland and Germany. Apparently there were other crashes, and that helped the Germans to accelerate their technological advances even faster than the Americans did. But of course, thank God we still won the war. But it just seems like every time a country takes crash materials or a craft, their technological innovation just goes through the roof.
Also, why Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica and did not enter
Antarctica.
That needs to get talked about a lot more. That needs to get talked about a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
that guy wasn't afraid of
a
it.
lot into.
Did you know 2.6 million people were still missing after World War II? And there was a department that doesn't shut down until 2023 who is still openly investigating these missing people. And to date, there's 1.6 million that are still missing.
From World War II, and they're still investigating it?
They're actively. It'll be shut down in 2023, but
Do
it
you
makes
think
me wonder.
Non-humans
Did
took
any
some
of them? Yeah. Well, no, but I'm saying like the whole. If you go down to South America, right, we all know that story. So, is there a chance that some of those U-boats got away? They only ever found the female skull where Hitler got taken
A lot of
out.
people, if you watch Robert Sepper videos, he said that some of the submarines in Germany made it out before they lost the war, and they made contact with the Vril Society to the Nordics, and they made it down to Antarctica, and they started working with the Nordics down there. But of course, how can we confirm any of that? We weren't there.
Admiral Byrd on live TV said live TV, and they destroyed the printing press. They destroyed the tablets that originally were printing it and everything outside of that video that went away, and you can now find on YouTube of him saying that he entered in, right? And he talks about how he literally said on live TV, there were creatures that I've never seen before, including mammoths.
Yay!
Spooky messenger.
Just saying.
They have that kind of technology to bring back whatever species they want. If they've been here for that long, they probably have blood samples of every extinct species. They can bring back whatever species they want at will.
Speaking of samples,
No, we are bringing back mammoths.
Oh, samples.
2026, bringing back one. Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to do that. That's right. They're going to put them in Siberia.
So interestingly enough, they do have the seed vault, right? That is it kept in Antarctica or Alaska? Where's that one kept? Norway. Thank you. But did you guys see the latest article? And this is no joke. It says, and I'm not making this up, why scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to a doomsday vault. And I believe they want to send it to Mars?
There it is.
No, inside the moon, guys. Sorry. To a vault inside the moon. Just in case.
Is it a wondrous tale of sperm?
Yeah, I believe. I'm looking for like Onion News on this right now or something.
Like, is that a real article? I haven't come across that one.
Well, I'm gonna forward it to you.
No,
guys.
forward it to me. I honestly think I just saw just the title of an article kind of sound exactly like what Big Willie was just saying.
Well, Big Willie, did you ever see? I don't know if it's still available on the internet or it got deleted or taken down. Did you ever see the videos that were talking about the firsthand account of the journalist in Argentina that did the interview of Admiral Byrd after he got back from Antarctica?
I've heard of it.
The journalist said the journalist in South America said that Admiral Byrd was the kind of old school badass guy that was not afraid of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this guy ate cigarettes for breakfast. Okay, but when he got back, he's the kind of guy that just didn't. He would kill anybody without a second thought. He got back from Antarctica. They said he was visibly shaken. He was pale white. He was scared out of his body, and he looked at the journalist and said, "We can never ever go down there again. They're down there. They're not human."
Mm-hmm.
And if something scares a guy like that, what does that really mean? What the hell happened down there? We need answers.
He got shut down too. You think about this, everybody. I always thought that he broke the story, but he didn't. Outside of him saying that in that one live comment on the TV, he wrote everything else in his journal. His son was the one who brought everything to the forefront eventually.
Interesting.
So he was shut down when he went to Congress, originally trying to get clearance and stuff, and they were like, "You don't have the clearance." And he was the admiral of an entire fleet at the time.
The only YouTuber I know that's done deep dives into all this, into what the Germans were doing and Admiral Byrd and all that, is Robert Sepper. I don't know if anybody wants to have him on their channel. But
Chad, you want to say bye?
Look up Mr. Mythos as well. John. Mr. Mythos on YouTube. He does a lot of good stuff about.
What's his name again?
Mr. Mythos YouTube channel. He does a lot. I've been watching a lot of his videos on Hollow Earth and Agartha and a lot of the other stuff.
But have you watched any of Robert Sepper's videos yet, though?
No, what's his name? I'll write it down real
From the
quick. 'Cause
chat.
Robert Sepper.
I was
I've been on a
confused.
Hollow
Like,
Earth
what's
binge
going
here
on?
lately.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it
So anyway, scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to a vault inside the moon.
Okay, they're saying inside
Josh,
the
I put it
moon.
in the private chat. Check the private chat.
It's going to take me a while, but I'll go ahead and start now.
Start drilling.
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
depositing.
Start.
Got it?
Yeah, depositing.
I got it.
I mean, that's why I looked up the
Robert
facts on that.
Sepper.
That's
I
why
may need a magazine.
the average male is between 180 million to up to 400 million per ejaculation.
What?
So I'm assuming they mean separate samples. It can't be one person because that's easy enough.
It would have to be.
Yeah, we can't all. It'd be just Chad Smith. It would just be him donating, and then the rest of us are screwed.
You do want your alpha
Scientist
predator
from the
in there,
University
so.
of Arizona.
I gotta be honest. I can't imagine that that's the first
Earth is a
instance of something
Earth
like
is
that
naturally volatile
somewhere in the
environment.
world.
I would agree with you.
I would think
Chicken.
even as far back as old Cold War stuff in the 50s, they've probably been doing something similar to that.
A number of things looking at our
So I didn't know there was any vaults on the moon or anything inside of it that was released publicly.
I don't
There
think
is
so.
not beneficially,
They have to build it, eh?
but that's where this is kind of interesting because it just talks about it like, oh yeah, this is there.
Like it's already there, yeah.
Wait, is it already there? Is that the
I've
thing?
never heard of a vault on the moon in my life.
It says they want to send sperm samples to a vault inside the moon. It doesn't say that it's already
Nuclear
there.
pits.
Oh, this is a Truman show.
Nuclear
Man.
pits.
Lava tunnels. I don't know. It seems really intense. 80 to 100 meters deep. Make an ideal storage space. It seems intense. You guys should
The
watch out
story
for
is
that.
suddenly much better when you read it.
And so, don't you think it would be? Don't you think that non-humans probably kept?
Listen, this is
samples?
really intense. Okay, we have major temperature swings.
My precious.
I don't know. I mean,
Wait, here's
listen,
no,
if
go
they're
down.
telling
Here's
us
the
in a news
diagram.
story,
You've
if they
got a
tell us in a
building
news story, it's always
cross-section
worse.
of
It's always worse. This
Look
one,
at the pictures. Pictures help me. No, wrong pictures.
Oh,
Go
I thought
down.
those help Willie.
What are we looking at?
That's
Go
who's
down.
sampling, I guess, we're taking.
Look at it.
Oh, wow.
There's what we're looking at.
And that's
This
actually,
one is-
for any kind of moon base, that's kind of what you would expect it to look like, really. For any
Notice
long-term stuff.
Lava tube.
Yeah.
They named it lava tube.
It's already there, so you don't have to dig.
and scroll.
Oh. What happened?
But how would you get 6.7 samples of seed, sperm, eggs, and DNA to the moon in the first place?
You get the people
Well,
there
hello.
I would think
Scientists
any
have
sperm
a
bank-
plan.
They have
Okay?
a plan.
There's always
They
a
have
plan.
a plan.
You get somebody very lonely on the moon and problem solved.
You just send them up there
it
by
just said,
themselves.
hang
with
on,
a
go right back to where
magazine
you were just at. It said the back of an envelope calculations. This has to be satire, guys. This cannot be.
You're the one who found this article, man.
No, Chad
Flat
sent
earther?
it to us.
Oh, we can't
The
trust
back of the
that.
Jim Towel calculation
Chad sent it and was
observation
like,
is
hit it.
No, Bree, I definitely
yeah.
sent it. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's in the private chat right now for me.
it's from
Oh, it's from you.
allthat'sinteresting.com. It has to be true.
I was literally reading sperm
You
counts
fucked
based on
this
animals,
up.
humans, hamsters
Why?
for 10 minutes.
Why?
I am
Trying to
sure
figure-
you were. It's
Oh, he left. He was so embarrassed about talking about his sperm research. Oh, he's back.
Oh, man.
oh,
She took me
Strike him
out.
down. Oh.
She took me out. We're at her mercy.
We're not in
Oh,
anyone's
man.
mercy.
I like all your what do you call it you have up there? Your tabs. Very nice.
You have a lot of
Very
tabs,
nice.
Hey, fuck off. Me?
It's not that many.
Look at all of her tabs. Sunny's free something over there.
Oh, are you reading her
Sunny's free
bookmark?
Ashma 22. Retrograde.
Oh god.
Oh, geez, look out.
No, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
That's
You're still
one.
live.
That's one monitor. I have two.
Never look at someone else's private
Mm-hmm.
history stuff there.
I don't have
Pull
private.
Ben.
Talking about-
Hey,
No,
Vanessa's
guys,
in
I'm
here.
about to jump off here, guys. I gotta run a store.
I know it's a little bit late.
Yeah,
Good night, everyone. Thanks for
Good
having
night,
me on.
Josh. Sleep
Have
tight.
fun with y'all.
Sleep
I'll see
tight,
y'all on Wednesday,
darling.
Brie.
Yes,
Nice.
see you on Wednesday.
I want to invent the app that works with your heartbeat tracker watch and steps and all that stuff, so that if your heartbeat stops, it auto deletes your internet search history on your phone.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Honestly,
I'm seeing
that's
what
like
I'm looking
the
at.
best
So.
idea I've ever heard. That's amazing. You should do that.
I'd be rich.
You should.
You would be so
Create
rich.
the app.
Honestly,
What?
that's the future. That is the future.
That and zero gravity metallurgy.
Yeah.
Good night, John. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to see you guys, man. I'll see you guys.
Oh,
soon.
not you, John. I was talking to another John, but if you're going to bed too, I was looking at John in the chat.
Really
Sorry.
good, man.
Different John.
Oh.
I'll see you guys.
Take it easy,
What?
John.
Good night, John.
Yeah,
Good
good
night.
guys.
Oh.
Bree, you didn't even give Vanessa a proper introduction.
Oh, this is Vanessa. She's a part of
Vanessa's a
my
regular.
leg.
Yeah, she's
I don't
Vanessa
need
is my leg.
introduction. If you watch the
She's
show,
me.
you know who I am.
If you know, you know.
And if you
Listen.
don't know, I don't really care, because fuck you too.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. Finally, someone else here is spicier than I am, so I don't come off as such a cunt. You know what I mean?
Well, she did.
I had to go to karaoke. I'm
Country
sorry.
music, sure.
I thought you were just dropping truth.
I take it back. I don't like the C word.
She doesn't drop.
Just say see you next Tuesday. Just say see you next
See you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What's wrong
See
with
you
country
next
music?
Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Are we scared of saying cunt? What's wrong with that?
Oh my God.
It's an ugly word.
Are you not listening? Why am I even here?
You know what else? Okay.
Pete, we need
Hating
the
on what
whole
people
lighting,
wear.
okay? You're just a
I
shadow man.
actually I had to
Nobody likes the shadow
restart.
man.
I know. I had to restart my computer, so I'm on my phone.
My God.
And
it's
you have
the
a weird
hat shadow
lag where it
creatures
sounds
that
like
we've heard
you're
about.
in slow-mo, so it's kind of creepy. Like,
Cool.
oh, shit.
It's not really helping. No.
You kind of look like him.
Him? Wait, who's him?
Yeah.
Who is him? Who are you talking about?
He kind of looks like Spooky's, like, little picture thing.
Child.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like right
his
there?
avatar. Yeah.
Cherub, the
Oh my
cherub
God,
child
insane.
that Spooky has. I look like the
Feral
cherub
child.
child. Cherub child. We're talking like Goldilocks, like
It's not a
beautiful
feral
female
child. Don't be
baby.
rude. Ew, I
No,
wouldn't go that far.
What?
Nasty.
We're talking about Spooky's child, right? Like actual child.
Yeah, I think kids are
No.
gross. So
What?
No,
Oh.
no.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I have no idea.
Do you
confusion.
guys want to take it like real back party time? Do you want to
Who's
take it
here?
there?
It's Jamie.
Up
I
the butt?
wonder.
Is Jamie here?
Yeah. Is it you who laugh? Oh, no, it's not Jamie. Fuck, I swear I heard her voice laughing. It's haunting me.
Oh,
Ask
no,
Big
Jamie's
Willie.
haunting you. That's so funny.
Like, did she just laugh?
So Big Willie.
Oh,
What do you
I
mean
get
by
it now. There's two
real?
spookies. Sorry, late to the
Jess,
game.
you can go
Got
tonight,
it.
sweetie pies.
Two spookies. I get it. Okay. Whoops. Whoops.
That was a perfect mute. That was perfect. That was great.
So you're like, kid. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
I fucked
catching
up.
now.
Mute.
A child goat?
I was very confused. I was like, what?
What were you asking, Vanessa?
I don't remember.
Okay. It's of no importance now.
Oh no, it was
Oh,
very important because you were talking about you
It's
want to do like
always
real backside.
Oh, what?
Whatever you
Backside
said.
what?
Oh, I said,
I
did you
don't
guys
know,
want to
I
take
was-
it offline and take it to the real party? You know.
The
There's
real
no
party in the
party yet.
backside is what you said,
Dark
and I
side, the
immediately
dark side
my
party.
ears perked up like I always do.
Are you guys all on our Discord?
No.
I'm not.
What is? I hear people mention Discord. What is? Is that
You're
a
on my Discord,
thing
Big Willie?
that?
Discord is a thing that the goddess Eris causes.
So it has to do
In
with the
addition-
retrograde of
in
Mercury.
addition
Then
to chaos.
Is that in a flat universe?
sounds very flat. Probably a lot of flat energy there.
As
Flat
flat as a
energy.
man wearing yoga pants, which we all love because men should always be able to wear yoga pants because that's sexy and we all love it. And if you disagree with me, fuck you, you're an asshole, and I will
Sweatpants.
yell at you.
Don't tread on my yoga pants. That's what I say.
Oh, there's some people that do.
That's America.
And trust me, I'll find them.
They will stand out.
Trust me, I'll find them.
I've already found one.
So, Bree, were you going to explain what Discord is, or are you just going to leave myself and Enzo hanging here?
Listen, I was actually looking on how to add people.
You have to invite them to you have to click on the thing and like right click and it says invite to server or some shit.
Okay.
Sounds pretty easy.
Will do. So anyway, I was gonna say Subaru. Discord is like a private chat, but it's like for your people. So it's your whole private chat forum, basically. And then you can add people. Your inner people can join, and it's all about you, what you do, or whatever. And then you can have multiple different tabs. So people that subscribe more to the inner niche of your group can click on that tab and have specific conversations with those people.
Inner people.
Yeah.
Like real inner people. So deep.
Like
in the inner earth, actually.
Like
in the inner earth.
No,
like
so inside.
Like small stomach, large stomach people.
Don't look away, Willie. Don't look away.
I'm maintaining eye contact right there. I'm in it to win it.
Okay, what did
What
you
eye
say?
contact are you looking at?
I don't know. He told me don't look away, so now I'm
The one
directly
little
looking in.
the one tiny little hole in his planchette.
And
Trying.
I would say you're putting 2 in 1, but that's a whole different topic we're going to
Like
talk about.
like rib beef people. You know what I'm saying? Rib beef.
Rib beef people?
Rib meat people? Are we talking about Eve now?
Well, I said rib beef, but yeah, I guess tomato.
What's rib beef? What does that mean?
Same thing, rib meat. God.
Oh.
So now we're talking about the Book of Genesis. Okay.
Well, that was a jump. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
There's literally a line in Genesis where Eve is fucking made from his nasty little piece of rib. Ew, nobody wants to be made from a rib. Disgusting.
Brown dot flop. Good to see you.
Well, I thought you said we were inner.
That's
We're
dark
You
sided.
get more inner than that.
That's
Sure,
dark sided.
there's
Not a
goats and
Christian.
also physics.
Who's the fuck about Christian? Sorry. Excuse me if anyone's Christian here. Sorry.
No one's
dark
here.
sided. Not a Christian.
Not a Christian. We had so many copyrights yesterday. It's crazy.
Did you
Which is
really?
why
How many?
the live stream is not live. So honestly, on this channel, you really never know if we're live hanging out or if it's going on the internet at this point.
Wait, is it going on the internet at this point?
We have
Approximately
so
how
many
many do you
things. Like we have so many live streams. We don't put them all out. They're live if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, but we can all agree that rib beef is delicious, right?
We may decide to
don't
keep
eat
it, and we may delete it. It depends. We don't know. It's Russian roulette
know?
at this point.
Beef or pork?
I thought this was Astral Highway.
It is the
Even
Astral
though
Highway.
humans' rib beef is delicious. Can we not
You
agree?
didn't even listen to the
Oh, yeah.
episode.
I'm sure it is.
Really, you missed the whole episode. I put
Yes.
so much effort into that shit. It makes me want to cry.
They say
I don't
humans taste like pork is what they
Well,
say.
yeah. It's the other white meat.
Right?
Yeah, but like
It's usually chicken.
better pork. Like pork
Better-
that gives you superpowers and energy.
It's pork, but
like
long.
you've never known.
Yeah, like I just don't want
Have
to
you
eat
seen the
another human
documentary
though.
Ravenous?
How do I
Have
add
you seen the
someone? to my
documentary
Discord?
Ravenous?
The
It
one
lays it
where
all-
she goes to college and she gets hazed a lot and has
Ravenous.
to eat people.
Hello.
Right there, go where it
Now we're
says
just
ad. Right there. No, where it says add friend.
Ew, I'm there at the bottom of it. Delete that.
Fuck off.
I don't want to be on camera right now.
Never delete it.
Oh man.
I can't
No, if
just
she
skip in.
clicked it, you guys would just see some beautiful, beautiful art that I've made.
Hey, wait, Vanessa.
Hi.
I have a question for you because I've heard this mentioned a couple times. You've said, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. You said you've mentioned this person named Delilah a couple times. Are you talking about like the comedian that used to?
Jesus, dude, do you talk like this all the time? Is that how you talk to people?
You
Crazy.
sound like Delilah, like a male
You
version
use
of
my
Delilah.
words.
So okay.
No,
so
but you
wanna know
said you sound like you were bred for broadcast radio. Did you learn this, or is this how you
We're
talk?
bred for it.
Hey, listen, I tell him that all the time. He's just like he has this voice. He's like
The only other person I know with a great voice
I
like
can't.
unsettling.
No one
It's
can
not-
repeat it without getting close. It's like
it's
I didn't
unsettling.
realize
Just when you think
until
it's
he
kind
said
of
it. He
weird,
was
it
like,
goes a little
everyone
bit
goes
higher.
by the microphone. I can't not. I have to. It's like personal.
No, please keep talking. I'm not finished yet.
I'm gonna answer his
Hey,
question.
guys.
So
That's
Delilah,
hard. I got Rona, and that was hard. I was like, "Hey guys." It's like-
Oh
he
man.
does like a very
Weren't you talking
specific.
with an identified S4 yesterday about Delilah?
Who? Not
Vanessa.
I.
No.
Oh.
Vanessa.
Delilah.
No. I say that he sounds like Delilah, like on the radio, but he's asking who Delilah is. So Delilah is actually a character in the Christian Bible. Samson and Delilah is the actual story. It's in the Book of Judges. I believe it's Judges 16.
Oh.
She's a big old slut, and she cuts his hair, and he gets all weak.
Oh, that's the lady who cut
Samson
his
and
hair.
Delilah, sure.
Wait, and he sounds like somebody you read?
So
Somebody who
if
got
you-
bread?
So if you
Yeah,
cut
I'm
Big
confused.
Willie's beard, he would get weak.
Is that true?
Yeah, exactly.
He would
Big
lose
Willie
all of his
is
power.
His voice
and
would go
Delilah
away.
in the same.
His voice would turn into Peter Brady.
Oh my god, he is Ursula, and he's also Ariel at the same time.
Oh wow.
That is a lot of high praise.
He's gonna cut his beard, and then he's gonna be mute, and then he's gonna have to kiss a man before 3 days passes.
That's the only way to be sure.
I call bullshit. I really think if your tank was tickled, you talk differently. That's all I'm gonna say.
The Bible says this is true.
Hey, I wrote a whole paper on the taint.
You did?
Okay, I did.
Did you really?
You did.
Well, over at,
Hey, misbehaving.
UFO Garage.
The goo.
I saw what you did there. That was very good.
Yeah, but there was a paper. It's masturbation propulsion, which is a big industry we've been launching at the UFO Garage
I'm
podcast.
not sure what you guys are looking into over there. At the
It's been a
UFO
lot.
Garage.
We have a
That
lot.
makes sense because Jack Parsons and Jet Propulsion Labs is really just a way to,
True.
So
I think there's
if
endless
you were to
energy.
jack off in space,
Beginning of the secret
would
space
you
program right
like
there.
ejecting? Would that make you move backwards?
You know, Vanessa, I was literally thinking about this while we were talking about the scientists launching semen that they want to hide in the moon, and I was thinking about that because in space right now that I'm aware of, they do
Semen that
have
you're
to-
hiding in the moon, honey.
have-
That's a normal Friday night before I moved up to the middle of nowhere.
I mean, fair. But for the rest of us,
all that tang's got to go somewhere.
specifically,
You're so spicy.
our astronauts that are up there right now, they have to use a vacuum when they use the bathroom. So I was thinking about that. I was like,
So they just put the hose over their little wieners?
yeah, I guess. I mean, but if you were doing it with somebody else, would it just sit there?
What?
Would there be enough force to like?
If you came in somebody in space, would they go flying away from you?
you just hold on to them.
No, if you held
His
yourself in
Propulsion
place.
Laboratories.
You just hold on to them. Is that what you
JPL.
said? Oh my god.
Like a
You
little
just hold
hose.
on to them.
Like a little hose.
physics
Like
here,
if you
hang
do
on.
Like
show
a knot of hair.
But I really am thinking
A
about it.
whole
'cause-
knot of hair. You just like grab them.
There's some physics and there's vacuum involved.
But that's what I'm wondering. If you're literally weightless and you're just kind of in the air.
Oh my god.
Where do you get your thrust power? Right? You need thrust. So like,
Well, I mean, even Strangelove
Well, I
had
mean,
to
you
settle
just
that
like
bomb on the way down, you know what I mean?
couldn't you just fly around if you were a little?
I think the only way to
more
be sure is
flatulent
to
than
launch
other
some people
people?
into space and start fucking. That's the only way to be sure.
only way to scientifically test this.
Yeah, let's send
fucking-
people into space and fuck them.
Extensive extensive tests going on for years and years. It has to happen.
Everybody just left. Everybody's off camera. What is happening?
Look, I'm
Why?
eating a sandwich. Not
I'm
to
just
be
going
sexual.
pee. And
What are
then
you
I'll be
eating?
right
What's
back.
on the
I
sandwich?
just had to take a piss. That's
I'm
all.
embarrassed.
Sandwich.
That's why I'm not.
Why are you
I don't
embarrassed?
want a sandwich. I might
Jess,
Because you know, I like
Everybody
I
eats sandwiches.
I was
Can we
just
all have
really worried
sandwiches?
about how I looked and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, don't worry.
Almost like,
I'm in.
Everybody
can I?
eats sandwiches.
I try to put on.
Everybody
I
poops.
try to put on my best. I just didn't feel like it working.
Everybody has a wiener. They're just different
No,
colors.
my face cam. I'm in the dark. You can't-
See, then it doesn't even matter about your wiener.
Well,
We can't see it
welcome
because
to
you're in
the
the
I
dark.
don't have a wiener.
Jess.
Everybody has a wiener, Jess.
Everybody has a wiener. That's true.
I thought we started the other way. I thought
That's
those
that's
were
more
grown. I
credible
thought it
than
was the
flat
reverse.
Earth. If I can say that, that's more credible than flat Earth.
It is. It could be.
Everybody
Everyone's
has
got a wiener.
wieners.
That's
They're
true.
just
We
different
got 10 of
colors and
them
different shapes
on
and
our hands.
sizes.
We got 10
Some
of
of
them
them have cute
on
little
our
faces
toes.
on them.
We got 2 of them
Some of
on
them
our
are split in
chest.
half.
We got 1 of them on our nose. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I was Dr.
You know,
Seuss there for a second.
That's so funny.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about porn that I watched. Whatever.
Japanese, am I right?
Did you look for
Why gotta be
nose
racist?
dick porn? I don't like. I did you search for that?
What? No, don't. If you do, I mean, you know what you're
Look,
getting into.
I've watched a lot of weird porn.
We're not
okay?
judging. We're not judging.
Yeah, we're not judging. I'm actually interested.
I would
not
say I don't
judging.
judge
Let's
you,
not get
and
carried
that God
away.
does, but
I'm actually, yeah, I'm surprised and want to know what the keywords you were searching. Search for.
I would send you my internet search history, but I don't think you could handle it.
I like the chat.
Oh yeah,
has
we'll
completely
try me.
stopped.
And
Right,
then
I'm
it's
like,
like
how
the
many people
ring.
are,
How many are
right?
actually viewing this?
Yeah, right.
Some little girl, some little ghost girl's gonna walk out of the fucking screen and kill me.
Ew,
With
a little
fright.
ghost girl.
Was
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
kind of
that's
porn
your,
you're
that's your,
watching.
that's. Oh no! I see how you did that. That was good.
This is where the judgment goes hard back on you.
There's 11.
Well,
there's still 11 here. It's
There's no
amazing.
well with a little girl in porn.
We got 7
okay?
in
There's
here.
no well.
So that
Oh
means
come on!
Fucking
I was
Harvey
staying.
Weinstein here.
Damn.
What's happening?
What's happening now?
Jamie. Oh, Jamie,
I
you
have no
left
idea.
us in
I
our time of
completely
need.
commented.
This is what they call This is what they call in the court of law deflection or projection. It's when they feel the thing and they put it on.
Projection.
So thank you for.
Honey,
Yeah,
I don't look
yeah.
at
You
women
know
in
what you
general.
did. You know what you did. You know what you did. You know what you did. I brought up
What
the
did I
ring.
do? Tell me. So tell me what I
I
did.
brought up the ring, and I was talking about a haunted specter coming out of the TV, and you made it about
Sweetheart,
a
the
little
only
girl.
ring that I talk about is a
We're
card
gonna-
ring, and it's usually
This
on a
is
man.
one
See,
ring to rule them
again, this is on YouTube. Let us defer to the YouTube overlord, okay, and let
Who's
them
that?
sort it out.
Jeff Bezos.
Susan Wojciechowski.
Who the fuck is that? Who's she?
That's the YouTube overlord. Susan
I don't know her.
Wojciechowski.
Sorry, you guys.
I don't
My
know,
ass
but I'm
needs some
sure that
tea
she
hard.
loves
No,
puppets,
somebody
too.
Google
Oh.
it. That's what it says. Susan
How are you
Wojciechowski.
feeling, Bree?
I just needed tea. That's all. I'm fine.
Save us, Bree.
How's
He's
your
talking
voice?
about weird
It's
stuff,
getting
and
a
I don't
little
trust
Which
him.
makes me want tea.
Can't
This
save
is
you.
dark-sided.
I still
He's
have
not a
my tea.
Christian.
I'm gonna get
I
tea.
can't
gotta-
save you. I'm on my way
Use that
out
voice.
to death.
Who did we lose? Oh, we lost.
Delete
Cheers to the
this.
end.
Do you still have your taste of? Do you have your sense of taste and smell still?
Yeah, but I'm vaccinated. Stop.
Bree, is this your first time or second time?
What?
Like, is this the first
Having
time?
sex.
Getting
Oh.
sex.
You can't win. You can't win in this chat. Somebody try. Everyone's gonna get shot down with something crooked.
Hey,
Watch.
No.
Somebody
You
else
can
try.
always win.
Crooked. I'm not crooked. I mean, I'm certainly
but
not straight, but that hasn't been a secret in years.
Ah, see what you did there. That was pretty good.
Do you see what I did there? Do you want to see what I
see
did
what you
there?
did.
I can show you. I have lots of
gotta give it
pics.
up.
I don't know what happened.
That's pretty good.
Sunsaver, make sure you take pictures of it. That way you don't forget. And when you wake
No
up, it'll be
pictures.
there for you.
No evidence.
Shout out
of
to all
that.
the star seeds.
I'll
This
send
is
you
my
videos,
favorite
too.
cup. I got my Pleiades star
Oh,
system here on the cup.
very
That's a
nice.
spoon.
Spoon.
What? A spoon. This is a.
The Big Dipper. Get it?
I got hit with the flat Earth shit right now. Is it a spoon or is it a cup?
The Big Dipper is a spoon.
If you
This
want to
is
get
not-
really
this is from-
metaphysical with
this is
it, Bree, you
the
can argue
Pleiades.
that every single thing in your existence is created solely by your consciousness observing it, that nothing actually exists.
No,
but
I
is
know.
that really
Why?
metaphysical, or is that nihilism?
It is.
Mathist metaphysical?
No, but I think that's the truth. I think
I don't
that's
think
the
it's
truth.
nihilism.
Nah, all right.
I also think that in the
No,
reality,
that's
in the
some Luke
ultimate consciousness,
Skywalker hero with 1,000 faces shit. I don't know.
The hero with 1,000 faces, he could suck 1,000 dicks at the same time.
Exactly.
I wish I could, but
That's exactly how I
can't.
remember it.
I've never seen
Anyway,
Star Trek, so I don't know anything about
I'm gonna be fucking
Space
muting these
1999
Oh, that
was
makes
never like
that makes perfect sense.
Wait, God Goat is entering the chat. I will silence you. I'm just kidding. Listen, I believe what Willie said, and I think that you have some real truth there. But
Oh, I don't know that
however,
crap. I was just talking about, I don't know what I was just
oh
throwing it
no,
out there.
that's what I believe.
Well, think about the arithmetic, though. Think about everyone else's channels that are being put forth in front of them. If everyone has that and everyone's just colliding, like it's just constructs of chaos, right? It doesn't make. It's not like you're chosen to. You have so many variables to work with and do. You can't just
Exactly.
yeah.
But do you think that the idea of the quantum entanglement, like the whole idea of the slip experiment, right, where it switched upon observation, does that indicate
I don't give a shit
predestination?
about any of that, to be honest. I really don't.
How do you,
what I care about?
Just wondering.
Yeah,
They just get
I get the
shy.
quantum
Fuck
entanglement.
you and your physics.
No,
They
I'm
just get shy when you look
Yeah.
at them, and they act a little bit different because they get shy.
No. I
It's like
I
it's
get
like Mad Cow
the quantum
disease.
entanglement thing,
Vanessa,
but at the
silent.
same
Who
time,
doesn't
like I
get
think
pee
there's-
shy at the urinal? Come on, man.
I
Yeah,
drop those
we're
trousers
good.
all the way. If you're gonna go big.
Like a little
If
kid.
I had to
Straight to
go,
the
I'd
floor.
shit on
If,
center
you,
ice.
Everyone
if by
go
go
comfortable.
big, you mean
Activate
drop
silence.
all of
Activate
your
silence.
trow at a urinal?
Shh. If you're not afraid to drop trow. Drop trow.
All right, I made this for a reason. That means shut the fuck up.
Oh, I
Amen.
thought it was Latin.
Oh, that too. One at a time, please. Keats, you have the floor.
Oh, no. I, from what I use and what I work with, I think like theology and spirituality is a great mediation for pragmatic senses of being and like and understanding the kind of ethereal and
Blanks
corporeal
here.
world around us, right? I don't think though that because of my workings, whether they be spiritual or magical or otherwise, will supersede somebody else. I think we have to work in Congress with everybody else at the same time, but at least we can better ourselves. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Amen. Amen. That was amazing. Mr. Willie, I'd like to tell you I've gone deaf. Okay, I can hear again.
I'm here, but I'm eating food, so I'm gonna mute
That's
it.
so weird.
People pay for that, Jess. Just saying.
What's
Oh,
You wanna pay me?
What's the midnight
They
snack?
do.
Jess?
Jew porn.
is it really?
I
I
have a
sound
bologna
so
sandwich
weird.
and some
My
chips.
voice.
Bologna?
I probably sound like a
B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
insane. I probably sound like Skeletor, don't I, right now? Oh, God.
Oh my
I lost
god.
voice.
Can we watch one of my No, this is not the right crowd.
He-Man!
Okay, so like for the longest time, I just love the CKY Beastman and Skeletor song.
Holy shit, TKY2K.
So like,
Hell yeah.
and my mom loves it too. So like, whenever we get like super drunk, my mom's like, she wants to hear it. It's so cute. Like now she knows the lyrics too, and I'm just like, this is a theme to butt stuff, but we can't play it. And I don't think
Right.
like many other people are on the level of even understanding like
Oh, we used to trade
that
realm,
you know?
C2Y2K VHS tapes all around. This little skateboarder shits in the desert.
Yeah.
So
Like
all
not a
we
lot
used
of
to
people
share.
know that like niche, like the time, so it's not really
Is it
as
niche
funny.
or
I
niche?
think it's a niche.
I don't know. I'm asking because I've
Niche.
heard
Well,
it said both
actually,
ways.
one of my great
And
friends is named Nish, Niish. She runs the. I was actually going to mention this to you, Bree. She does Nox Mente, which is a dream podcast that goes live every Wednesday night
Oh,
on
that sounds
YouTube.
dope.
She's
I like
brilliant
it.
and she's part of our thing. But like,
Drop her shit below.
yeah,
I need more lady friends.
Well, that goes
she's
to
the
you.
best. She's she's world weary and fucking wise and just beautiful and brilliant. All the
No,
same.
that's all the
Sounds
greatest
amazing,
things you could ever say about someone. Honestly, so she must be great because not many
Real
people say things about someone like that. So that's
It's hard
It
to find good
matters,
people
right?
anymore,
Yeah.
like genuine people.
Yeah. I agree.
But I did want to tell Mr. Big Willie that everything can be in your imagination, your consciousness, or whatever, but it could still be a sphere.
Well, like Alan Moore said, like it all exists in some paradigm, right? And it bleeds
Idea
through and it
space.
affects
Idea
you.
space, right?
Yeah, an
It
idea
is
space.
idea space,
Yeah.
but if the collective consciousness agrees on that shape, then it would produce that in more timelines, and it would the opposite, which would make up for most of the general reality, I guess. Right? Yeah.
I mean, technically be endless. If all things exist at all time, if time doesn't actually exist, it is not linear, then it all exists currently. They'd all be pancaked on top of each other, so technically every one of those things exists simultaneously.
Exactly.
Right. But if the collective mostly agree on that, then that means it would produce more of that. It would replicate that more
What if it is?
than the flat earthers.
I don't think saying that time exists simultaneously all on top of each other means that it doesn't exist. I think that proves that it does exist.
I struggle with the whole time thing because, I mean, it is simply a way that we measure our interactions and what we do. It's nothing that's there. It's like almost everything that we just accept as being real is almost all made up just about.
It's true.
It's
that's
tough
true.
because we hear these stories out of experiencers and things like that come back with those stories that they're told that these other alien races experience time much different than we do. We just don't have that baseline of how to even conceive that it's not 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second. It's all existing at the exact same time.
It's a Jeremy Bearimy.
We just can't perceive it. It's like seeing a different
Jeremy
color.
Burmy.
Time isn't a line. It's a Jeremy Bearimy.
It's Jeremy
What?
Burmy.
Don't click the link, please. I'm just kidding. You can click it. I wanted to drop you guys a YouTube channel. I just pasted the wrong link as well. And I'm going to put it in the private chat. So this is like the beginning series, but I think that this is a great YouTube channel if you guys want to dabble in sort of experimental science. Not really experimental, but more like leading edge science. I think in 20 years that majority of people will end up subscribing to this for sure.
I'll be right back. Sorry. I'm in a different...
No, it's fine, but I dropped you a link. I do want you to save.
Oh, let me look at it.
We can all go to bed if you guys want. We can jam out of here.
I got more parties to get to. I got more appearances to make.
No.
I'm over here. I'm literally here
he's
for you
being
guys.
polite. He has better places to be.
Damn, Big Willie. He's like, I gotta go, man.
I only get Friday to party it up hard with the homies.
I got stuff to do.
It's like 2 a.m. for you, or like, right?
It is 2:36 in the morning, yes.
Holy
and
shit,
I've
you're
got
still going strong.
and I've been up since 5, I think. But I got to go read stories for people.
5 p.m. You've only been up like 8 hours.
Like read stories like for children.
Before you leave us high and dry, man, what do we expect out of the show?
Keats, we're going home. We're all going.
Give us your plugs, man.
Yeah, so tomorrow night.
My phone's gonna die again.
I'm super excited to be bringing forth what I thought was going to be kind of rubbish at first, but the more I dig into it, it's at least fascinating, is the spontaneous human combustion.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was a flat earth. I was gonna kick your ass out here.
It's very
Isn't
intriguing.
it just like alcoholics that just kind of burn out, literally?
I mean, it's not just alcoholics. There's a lot of alcohol
Bad
involved.
alcoholics and their
But that was
body
the
becomes candle.
kind of. But there's propaganda that ran with that. That was the big thing that ran at the time, that they didn't want public drinking. So if they ran with the few cases that had taken place that way, and were like, oh, if you drink in public, then you're gonna burst into flames because God will punish you.
That was
so
prohibition around that time frame, right?
God, I
That
hope
too.
that's how I go out.
So
Me too.
it is terrifying. It doesn't make sense.
drink, it'll kill you. You'll
Even
burst
the
into
answers that they've done scientifically in a lab, they kind of been able to recreate it, but they have not been able to replicate.
Keats, you can't just bow out without saying goodbye. By the way, that was fucking lame.
So, anyways, yeah, that organism 46B I will be discussing on Sunday as well as
Called in
weird
Detroit.
things in the news.
Thank you, everyone, for
And
joining
sperm.
our chat and for sticking with the in and out of throat and goat.
Wow.
And I love you all.
I don't like that term, Bree.
Where did throat is that ever been said
Because
before on
it's-
here?
No,
She's the goat and I'm the
I'm just
throat.
saying it. No, I'm just saying it just because, because it depends on how lubricated my throat is. It goes from normal to like
I can tell you how to
weird.
fix that. We'll talk about
It's
it
like,
later.
oh my God, stop. Okay. It's the Rona throat. So I'm just saying.
Just
The
gotta
Rona
I
Throat-
see nothing wrong
throat
with
and
it.
goat.
Doing
Throat and
great.
goat.
Doing good,
Keep
Bree.
your throat hydrated. Drink tea. Maybe have a little honey because your voice is gonna hurt tomorrow. Be a little rough.
Definitely a lot of water, though.
No, it'll
Squeeze
be
all the goo
fine.
down your throat. You'll be fine.
I've had a lot of tea
It is
today.
cold
You
in
guys will be
Detroit, yeah.
amazed.
It
Yeah.
is
Like
8 degrees here
5
tonight.
cups of tea. No,
Oh,
I'm doing really great,
Oh,
and I
he's
just
in
want to thank you guys all for
Detroit.
joining me tonight. You guys are all really great guests. You guys are
On
all
the
great
way, Bree.
breasts. No, just kidding. Guests.
Great breath.
You guys are all really great guests.
Don't be jealous.
I love you all dearly.
Thank you for
You guys are
having
great. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. I'm unsure if we're keeping this on the channel or not. Or, no, it does because it's attached to Astral Highway. So, yeah, this will be on here. Fantastic. Love it.
It'll be fine.
Love it.
Sleep
Please stay well and stay positive.
Thank you.
Or we'll find you and slit your. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
That went dark.
Oh, I was